Okay, it's showing I'm live. Give me just a second. I've got a. Yeah, I'm still here. Give me just a second. I've got to exit out of video game I got caught up on. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. There we go. Sound looks good, and I am not going to go sit through this entire 3.5 hour bullshit. So I will just go ahead and play it from where he starts his conversations because. Let's see here. Okay, so we've got, let's see who we got in the chat here. We got Blue, Lusty McButt, Nick James. Saw Lubis in here. Yep. Yeah, something to do something. Mutant, how we doing? Twisted Skeptic, Aries, Magulator. Okay, so yeah, we are going to go ahead and deal with this bullshit because it's G-Man. I flat out told him, go ahead and give me your question and I would answer it. So let's see here. There it is. Share audio. Okay, got this idiot. I'm going to go ahead and play it like this. That way I can keep an eye on the live chat while we're doing that. There we go. Phylogeny, how you doing? Okay.
I'm going to hold you accountable. You have to start being held accountable for the things that you guys say and do on the internet. You're going to get oh, G-Man, they said the N-word. They said they're sorry. What's Scientist Sam's excuse? He did it in private. Shanny did it in public.
Shanny apologized for calling you the N-word. She did not apologize for calling Daywave Radio the N-word. She did not apologize for calling Drag the N-word. She did not apologize for calling anybody else the N-word. And she's used it on multiple occasions regarding multiple different people, not to mention the racist statements that she's made against Native Americans and various other people. So that's why she's still racist.
The link is there, ladies and gents, if you want to come in here and you want to talk about this. So we got phony Beatlemaniacs in the background. If you're an atheist and you would like to defend your own worldview and stop depending on Quakers to do it for you, why don't you guys actually get some balls and click the link and come in here?
Says the man-child who mutes and boots anyone who doesn't follow his script. That's nutless right there, G-Man. Sorry. You want to grow some balls and come in here? I will gladly send the link out to you.
Okay? Why are you allowing theists to defend you? All right? So I'm going to bring phony Beatlemaniacs in here first, and then Monty's in the background. We'll see who else comes. If I don't know who you are and there's no proof that you are that person, I will not let you in the room. Don't come in here pretending to be people because you won't get in here. All right? So, phony Beatlemaniac, how are you?
Now, I've had an interesting, or I did have an interesting interview with Phony Beatlemaniacs. We do agree on a lot of things. He is a Christian. I believe he is a Quaker. But, yeah, that's on my channel. We've had a good hour and a half long conversation, I think. He's a great guy. No problems with him whatsoever. As a matter of fact, definitely much more Christian than G-Man.
You, sir.
I'm right to you, but how you do, my friend?
I'm all right. So I saw you on my live chat saying that you're going to come in here and confront me about a few things.
Mm-hmm.
Have a conversation about this. This ain't our first of all, before we get started, let everybody know. This ain't our first time talking about this, right?
This is not first rodeo, though.
Oh, no, not even close. This ain't our first rodeo. So hopefully through the years, you've grown a little bit because you know how I am, Phony. I'm not going to kick you out of here because you disagree with me or anything like that. Only if you break the rules. And the rules are, you can't cuss, you can't dox drop, you can't mention the channels I got contract videos against or whatever. You can't mention none of them. All right. For the people that's in the
Okay. G-Man, you are the only one so far that's still stupid enough to think those contract videos actually have any validity whatsoever. And it's hilarious. But, yeah, you need to get over yourself with that one because you're still being just an idiot.
background, I will bring you in after I'm done with Phony. All right. So that we keep some order in the conversation. So just be patient. I see Rowdy Hall in the background and I see Monty. I'll get you guys in here. Okay. So anyway, go ahead. Phony Beatlemaniacs.
Okay. So you know that atheist just means that they don't believe in God. It doesn't. Again, so most atheists wouldn't agree with what Jeffrey Dahmer was saying there, or most of them don't actually agree with what.
I'm pretty sure it's because he has zero control over his volume. He doesn't understand how to use his computer.
Some atheists wouldn't agree with the things that Matt Dillahunty was saying. Just because atheists tend to go on his show doesn't mean that all atheists agree with what Matt Dillahunty presents or argues. So some people actually do think you can get good morals from the Bible. They just don't believe in the existence of a material being that we would consider a god.
I'm aware that there are atheists out there that don't agree with everything that Matt Dillahunty says. I'm aware that all of them don't agree with the, well, I'll put it to you this way. I'm aware that a lot of atheists don't agree with the actions of Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay, some of them don't, anyway. And then
show me an atheist that agrees with the actions of Jeffrey Dahmer. That is a fucking lie from the pit of hell, and you know it.
There are those out there that would disagree with Miss Parker and believe that Miss Parker's an idiot for what she said on this channel yesterday. And by the way, Phony Beatlemaniacs.
No, okay. I'm going to tell you right now, G-Man. Miss Parker's not an idiot for what she said on your channel yesterday. You're an idiot for not understanding what she said on your channel and constructing this stupid-ass straw man of yours saying that she supports the prison system when she specifically said she doesn't. Okay? And oh my God, that is an absolutely on point shot of G-Man there, so I'm going to save that.
A theist. Let me ask you a question. Yeah. What should happen to a person that rapes a 9-year-old girl?
There should be consequences and repercussions for that.
Where should they go?
Well,
okay. So G-Man does not understand that he's talking to somebody who does not live in America, or the United States, I should say. Sorry for the Canadians. Okay. So G-Man assumes that the prison system in the UK is the exact prison system that he's bitching about in the United States. Okay. Obviously, those of us with even a modicum of intelligence understand that there is a difference in the prison systems between countries. Okay. The UK, I'm aware, is a little bit more liberal about their prison system. There's a lot less recidivism, which is, the revolving door effect that we have here in the States because our prisons are private. I don't know the exact stats on that, but I do know that the UK is a lot better than we are. But
there's a place in Norway where people go to, it's not a prison, but it's like an open retreat where people go, where people get actually rehabilitated, and it actually is very successful. So something like that.
Phony Beatlemaniacs. If we caught Saddam Hussein, what should his punishment be?
He should be rehabilitated as well.
Why'd you immediately go to Saddam Hussein? I mean, obviously he would have been charged with, terrorist acts and crimes against humanity. But, big shock there. You don't realize he's already fucking dead.
He should be rehabilitated. He shouldn't be thrown in jail.
Yeah, well, that's what jail is. It's a rehabilitation. So jail, we get the place we come.
I didn't ask you whether or not they should be rehabilitated. I said, what should be the punishment? First of all, should they be punished? Should a rapist be punished?
Yes.
How should they be punished?
They should be rehabilitated until they don't do it again.
Okay, so rehabilitation and punishment are two entirely different things.
Yeah,
how should they be punished? You're being
Thanks
dishonest.
for looking that stat.
How should they be punished?
They should spend time away from society.
What do you mean by that? Why don't you elaborate a little bit?
Okay, so
remember now, you're coming in this room now, and you're saying that all atheists don't agree.
Well, I'm not an atheist.
Prove that wrong too. So tell me something. What should happen?
All right, G-Man, I'm not an atheist. I'm a Quaker.
Okay.
Quakers have a very.
I understand that though. If somebody raped your mother, what should happen to them?
That person should be punished to the full extent of the law.
And what is the full extent of the law?
At the moment,
Hey,
unfortunately,
Crash, how you doing?
Okay, so they should go to prison then, right? Okay, great. You finally admitted it.
No, but I don't think that was right.
Okay, so first of all, G-Man, he's not following your script because you're not talking about the same prison system. This is your stupidity. This is your childishness and ignorance showing right here. You are talking to somebody from the UK. You're also talking to a fellow Christian. This is not an atheist that you're trying to own or pwn or however the fuck you want to try and say it. You're an idiot.
Yeah, Veckel, I hear you, man. Veckel, I'm going to put the link out there for you, bro, so you can get in here. So we can talk about this, especially after what Ms. Parker said on this channel.
Okay, but T-Man, just because people go to prison doesn't mean that's correct.
Rick, no, his shoe's not perpetually stuck in the past.
We allow murderers in our society? It's
perpetually stuck up his ass.
What do you mean?
Be able to roam free and just be in our society. People that
after they paid
shooting, I got finished. No, I got a better question. No. See, I totally got this one wrong. You're telling me Matt Bell should not be in prison, right? I totally got this one wrong. Matt Bell shouldn't be in prison, right?
I never said that.
Okay, so
Matt Bell should be in prison. What Matt Bell did was absolutely reprehensible. And it doesn't matter the fact that he did not physically do it himself. He attributed to it. He was the one responsible for it by the the things that he was doing. Okay. The problem is the system in which Matt Bell was thrown into does not contribute to Matt Bell's rehabilitation. Okay. He should pay his debt to society and then be rehabilitated. There is a difference.
Is Matt Bell where he belongs? Or should he be rehabilitated?
You know the two things are more or less the same thing, right? Because again, prison is just where we send people now, and they're not rehabilitated. They're just sent there to basically fester. Whereas if we actually sent them off to like a retreat,
okay, see, not even fucking listening. This guy, Phony Beatlemaniacs, is a very good articulate person. Okay, you can tell when G-Man just does not give a damn. He's sitting here laughing his ass off, thinking that he made a point, knowing that he full well fucking didn't. Okay. And this is the reason why nobody goes to your channel anymore, G-Man, is because you're a fucking child.
And then we forced them to understand what they did wrong.
Matt Bell should go in a retreat. Matt Bell, yo, on the real, you guys don't know who Matt Bell is. I'm about to go find that video on Alex Byton's channel in a minute. But you guys said I was defending Matt Bell. I'm telling you right now, before you leave this room, you better fix this, or I'm going to make a video tomorrow saying that you're defending Matt Bell. You're saying that this man going on a vacation, that he should go on a retreat.
That's what I said.
I got to make a video. Phony Beatlemaniacs believes that Matt Bell should go on a vacation.
That isn't what I said.
Hold that thought. Okay. Rick, you're a little late to the party. I made that joke on Ms. Parker's stream a few hours ago. So I understand. We all know that G-Man is stupid.
Then you better
what isn't what I said. G-Man, you just totally misconstrued what I said.
Yeah,
Beckles, you
can you hear me?
Oh yeah. But I'm gonna let Phony go ahead and keep talking.
Okay, so Veckel has the same mentality as G-Man does. He does not understand the concept of the fact that he is talking to a fellow Christian. Okay, you have a fundamentalist, you have a Calvinist, and you have a Quaker. Okay, this is 3 different denominations of Christianity. And obviously, there's some shitty Christians on this panel. This one over here, I'm not sure if you guys can actually see my mouse when I'm doing this, but yeah, this idiot right here, fucking Veckel, is a shitty Christian. Okay, the only one that in this room right here that I would respect as a Christian is 40 Beatlemaniacs. That's because we had a very nice long discussion. And he's a good guy.
Can I just ask one simple question?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Why is it so hard for you people to answer that simple question?
You people.
People.
Non-believers.
Yeah.
You people, non-believers. Veckel is presenting himself as just as stupid as G-Man, because I know Veckel's talked to Phony Beatlemaniacs on more than one occasion. I've seen them in the same panel before. Veckel knows that Phony Beatlemaniacs is not a non-believer. Okay. But just like when him and G-Man had their little tat, last week or the week before that, when Veckel was calling G-Man a liberal, okay, That's the whole issue right there. Veckel is just as much of a black and white thinker as G-Man is. And this is the weird shit that he gets into. And it's irritating and it's stupid.
A believer.
Nah, well, that's debatable. But anyway, I mean, the question is,
Hey, honey badger.
G-Man's asked this question last night.
Do you think it's okay? Do you think it's okay for child abuse to happen?
G-Man asked this question
Do you think it's okay for child abuse to happen?
G-Man asked the question last night, and he's asking tonight, and he's asking
it's okay for child abuse to happen?
What should happen to these?
Is it okay for child abuse to happen?
What should happen to criminals that do atrocious things?
Veckel is just as slick as G-Man is. He tries to avoid the question entirely, and it's fucking dishonest.
And all I'm getting out of you, Miss Parker, and several others that came into G-Man's room is, I mean, it's like, what is so hard? Do you believe in justice or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
No, you don't. You went on vacations. You said that needs to go on a retreat.
That is what I said. No, right.
Okay, I'm gonna put that up there for a second. Rick, yes, we know that anybody who doesn't agree with G-Man is automatically an atheist and a dragoon. I agree with you on that, but at the same time, the irony of that statement is the fact that G-Man also says that atheists don't exist, which is just more pointing out to be absolutely stupid and hypocritical on G-Man's part.
I've actually not looked into this, right? In Norway, what they do is when you commit a crime,
I won't be able to stay long, but go ahead.
Okay. What they do when you commit a crime, and it's easy to explain if you actually don't interrupt me in the middle of it, you know.
I really hope you don't understand.
Retreat.
Oh,
okay.
Hang on a second.
You away from
Honey Badger, I really hope you don't try and get your understanding of English from G-Man because he barely speaks it.
So basically, you are going to prison, but it's not a prison where you're in behind bars. Basically, this place helps you be rehabilitated so that when you go back to society, you're a better person than you came in. So you're rehabilitated.
Dude, if you don't stop lying on my YouTube channel, Becca, you know how many videos exist on here with them saying I defend Matt Bell, that Matt Bell should be put in prison, and how many different times they said this on YouTube? I'm going to destroy you tomorrow, Phony. The same way I destroyed Miss Parker here today. But did you forget about all of those videos when you guys sat there and said that Matt Bell should be put?
You know what? I am going to look that up real quick because I know damn well he did. Let's see here. Fiona Robertson. She has a very beautiful timeline for that. Let's see here. Probably should have grabbed this one up. I didn't even think about it. Okay, videos. This was quite a few years ago. Ah, there we go. Okay. This is only a 10-minute video. Let's see here. Swap out my screen share. Sorry, there we go. Okay. Okay, I'll go ahead and click that out. Okay, so this is the thing with Matt Bell. I understand Miss Parker didn't want to get into it, but this right here, I am definitely going to because the abuse of children is disgusting, and I will point it out. So, July 2nd, 2019, Bell pleaded guilty to all counts and was remanded in custody to await sentencing. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up real quick, because then I can pause it and read it. Okay, so here we go. And inciting the commission of the abuse of children. Since this came to light, G-Man has used this story to attack atheists. Because why not? You may wonder how he manages this, given that Bell was a theist and in fact a Christian. G-Man has declared that lying is worse than child sexual assault abuse, and that atheists are liars, and therefore they are worse than Bell. He's also said that Bell is where he belongs, behind bars. Okay, so yes, he hasn't defended him, but he does flip-flop a lot. So there are videos out there of him defending him. There's videos out there of him, not defending him. So, however, on the 21st of July, G-Man made this statement 5 days before Bell was due to be sentenced. Yes, dumb tetrapod, because G-Man doesn't understand that a tetrapod is just an organism with 4 limbs. So, yeah, that's always... So, seems that G-Man was lying about his true position is, because both can't be true. So, G-Man, here's the evidence for you. By G-Man standards, that makes G-Man worse than Bell, because you were lying on one of those. You have said both that Matt Bell is innocent. And then you have turned around and said that Matt Bell is where he belongs. So one of those is a lie, and if lying is worse than child abuse, then I guess we'll see you in hell with us. And then on the 25th of July, Bell was sentenced at the High Court in Glasgow. At sentencing, the judge, Lord Arthurson, stated that Can you guys not actually hear that? Oh, crap. Okay, sorry. There we go. We'll go back to that.
Do they do that? but they lie. Now I think Matt Bell might be innocent because I'm pretty sure an atheist lied on him and said that he committed those crimes. I'm pretty sure of that.
Is that better?
I think you guys lied on Matt Bell. I need to call the BBC and let them know that one of you lied on him. I might have to do that. You know what I mean? So a lot. So atheists make a regular habit out of this about lying to people when it comes to sex sins and everything and whatnot. Is that what you do now? Is that how low you have gone as a what do you call yourself? You call yourself a tetrapod? You know what I mean? So is that how low you have gone in your evolution, you dumb tetrapod? You guys are a piece of work.
Yeah, I've got it sped up a little bit because the bot talk is really slow. So luckily we don't have to hear G-Man very fast. But yeah, I mean, this is, you know, this right here is the judge's quotes.
Matthew Brown King Bell, on the 2nd of July 2019 at a preliminary hearing at Glasgow High Court, you were convicted on your own plea of extremely grave sexual offending in which your victims were an adult, female and several prepubescent children, all unknown to you, whose abuse in the Philippines you orchestrated and live streamed to your home in Irvine by way of an internet connection. You used third-party adults in the Philippines to act as your proxy in this appalling criminal conduct, and in respect of at least some of these charges, on the information before me, you did so apparently on a commercial basis. I should say that I do not intend to rehearse the nature of the offending for which you will be sentenced today. It was narrated in full by the Crown on the last calling of this case. I would make this general comment. However, those working in these courts require in large part to endure a daily diet of depravity, but on occasion an indictment comes before the court in which new depths of such depravity are plumbed. I have without difficulty concluded that yours is such a case. You appear in the High Court today as a first offender. I have listened carefully to the helpful submissions in mitigation advanced this morning on your behalf by your counsel and have read the Stop It Now report and forensic clinical psychological report which has been made available to me. Indeed, I take everything that has been said on your behalf into account in selecting an appropriate disposal. I note that you have had a solid employment history and appear on your own account, given to the author of the background report prepared for today's sentencing hearing, presently to have the support of some family members. You
I understand,
been, in my
Crash.
view,
I'm
very
just,
candid with the author of that report.
I'm letting
You have
this
also
play
accepted
real
your criminal
quick
responsibility in respect of the index
because
offending by way of your early pleas of guilty.
I'm going to
The
point
author
it out.
nevertheless
I just
is
don't
showing
want to
that you
give
pose
it
an
that
imminent
much
risk of serious
attention.
harm. She has noted the level of planning involved in your offending, together with your consistent prioritization of your own
And yes,
sexual gratification
we've
over
seen
clear
him
and
in that
obvious
same
harm inflicted
freaking jersey.
through your direct instructions, of course, upon your victims. In the whole circumstances, I have concluded that the only appropriate disposal on this indictment, involving as it does sexual offending of the gravity which I have described, requires on any of you to be a very significant custodial one. Let me be crystal clear. I propose to sentence you on no different a basis than have you yourself undertaken the sexual abuse liable in these charges in person. Indeed, on one view, what you actually did in involving proxy third-party abusers, and at least on some of the occasions liable to doing so apparently on a commercial basis, merits an even more substantial period of imprisonment. For my purposes today, however, I will, on the facts before me, be selecting a custodial tariff towards the highest end of the range available. Had you performed the acts narrated yourself, subject of course to the application of an appropriate discount in respect of the timing of your pleas of guilty, I propose to take that course in your case expressly to punish you, to reflect the revulsion of society in respect of your crimes, and to deter others from committing such crimes. Further, on the basis of the agreed facts in your case, together with the terms of the background report and risk assessment to which I have referred, I must state that I am very concerned by the risk which you present to the public, and in particular to women and children. I am of the view that you present a high risk of serious harm from which it is necessary to protect the public, and that a normal period of license would not be sufficient to protect the public from the risk which you would present on your release from the custodial part of any sentence. I accordingly intend today imposing upon you an extended sentence, which will be in two parts. The first part is custodial, namely a period of imprisonment. This will be followed by an extension period in the community, when you will be on license and under supervision. The conditions of your license will be fixed by Scottish ministers. If during this extension period you fail to comply with the conditions of your license, it may be revoked and you may be returned to custody for a further period in respect of this indictment. The court also has power to deal with you if you commit another offence after your release and while you are on license. It is very much to be hoped in your case that this extension period will contribute significantly towards your reintegration into the community in due course. In the light of the deeply troubling terms of the background report and risk assessment to which I have referred already, it is plain that in your case the extension period will
The
require
reason I'm
to be
using
81.
Fiona's
You will
instead
therefore serve in
of
respect of this
geek
indictment
rooms
in
is
respect of
because
all
of
the
this
charges
right
to
here.
which you have tendered pleas of guilty on an cumulo basis, an extended sentence of 15 years duration, with a custodial term of 9 years, reduced from a period of 12 years due to your early pleas, and thereafter an extension period of 6 years. This sentence will be backdated to the 2nd of July 2019, being the date of your conviction and initial remand in custody on this indictment. Finally, as a result of this disposal, you now become subject to the notification requirements of the Sexual Offences Act 2003 for an indefinite period.
Hey, Red Fang. Yep. Guilty pleas, which were known about on the 2nd of July, 19 days before G-Man said this. And we'll go ahead and slow it down. That way everyone can hear him, right?
Do they do that? But they lie. Now I think Matt Bell might be innocent because I'm pretty sure an atheist lied on him and said that he committed those crimes. I'm pretty sure of that. A-Lot, I think you guys lied on Matt Bell. I need to call the BBC and let them know that one of you lied on him. I might have to do that. You know what I mean? So A-Lot. So atheists make a regular habit out of this about lying to people when it comes to sex sins and everything and whatnot. Is that what you do now? Is that how low you have gone as a what do you call yourself? You call yourself a tetrapod? You know what I mean? So is that how low you have gone in your evolution, you dumb tetrapod? You guys are a piece of work.
Yep. So Go back to the other one now. Hopefully I don't screw that one up when I try and share it again. Share audio, Chrome tab. Add it to stream. There we go. Okay, so that's the whole issue with oh, the Geek Room was the same one. Okay, yeah. The thing is I'm going to point that out because I absolutely abhor child abuse. The reason why you will never see me talk about Shani and Rev on my channel is because I will literally tear into them for an hour and a half easily before I just lose breath. So yeah, that's the reason why they're not part of my little cavalcade. But yeah, G-Man is, because he's an idiot and he actually attempts to have arguments even though he fails constantly. So we're going to get back into this, and I will run it probably up until Pillbox's dumbass gets in here, just because I can't stand his ass.
Put in prison. Are you serious?
I didn't see any of the atheists respond to the Matt Bell thing.
Go to Alex White's channel right now.
Oh.
Go look at it, and then go look at Tom Rabbit's channel. Go look at the Geek Bell on the real. They was hot. They said I was defending. Oh my God, guess who's defending him now? Phony Beatlemaniac.
And by the way, I'm going to put out.
Okay, pointing out again, G-Man and the rest of the community, because I was a very minor player in a community back then, because I joined about 2017, but I just kind of like stayed in the background. G-Man and everybody else knew for almost 3 full weeks that Matt Bell had pled guilty before that little video came out of him in his fucking blue jersey.
Shout out.
Okay, where have I defended Matt Bell?
You said the man should go on a vacation, dude.
That isn't what I said. That isn't what I said.
I want to put a shout out to.
Yeah, Beckham.
Just real quick, Phony. I want to put a shout out to Stitchy. She seems to be very eager to say something to me. So it's up to you, G-Man. It's your room. But
I'm gonna bring Stitchy in here in a minute. But
right.
I just want to hear if Phony believes it's so Phony. Matt Bell, where he is right now, is that where he should be, or should he be at a retreat right now?
Okay, so G-Man apparently doesn't understand that they are, talking, or they are essentially talking 2 different languages using the same words. Obviously, we understand that Phony Beatlemaniacs, when he was referring to the word retreat in this situation, was clearly talking about a prison rehabilitation center. Okay, they are still completely cut off from the general public, but it's still a prison. Okay, the difference is in the UK, the retreat that they're referring to is literally just to assist in rehabilitating people. And yeah, it's that's just the way it works over there. And honestly, it's a hell of a lot better of a system than we have over here.
Where should he be?
He should be the retreat, because that's how he gets rehabilitated. But again, it shows me that you haven't done your research into the way that Norway does this. Actually, he has
how long should the retreat
crime
be?
rate.
Well, how long should the retreat be?
Oh my God!
It depends on the crime.
The retreat should be done on a case-by-case basis, depending on 1, the severity of the crime, 2, the individual being rehabilitated, and 3, however long it takes to get them rehabilitated. That's the reason why most atheists do not support the prison system, because of the revolving door tactics of the private prison systems in the United States. Only these 2 idiots at the top of the screen right here don't understand that. And I mean, I'm not saying that they're the only 2 literally in the country that don't understand that. Just between the 3 people that I'm talking about here.
Right.
Oh God!
Depends on the crime. What if they're perpetual?
I want to say something so bad, but I can't. I really can't. But I am so making another diss track.
It was probably that pink
I'm
wig.
making another diss track, and Phony, you're going to be in that one, dude.
What,
Because
you
you're
gonna say
saying that a child molester.
Oh, G-Man. Okay, so your diss tracks. Guess what? I may not be able to carry a tune in a bucket, which I've stated multiple times. You don't have to be a 5-star chef to be a food critic either. You can't fucking rap. Okay, you think you can, you can't. You can't even stay on beat for a nursery rhyme, much less one of your stupid ass raps.
Should be on a retreat.
And you can quote me on that.
That's what you're basically saying. It's just
That's what
scared to say prison.
Last time I heard
Retreat is prison. It's just a different form of it. Okay, do you not
mean
understand
like
the way that Norway does it is a
I
different
don't
thing?
call
is it sort of like what happened with Martha
calling
Stewart?
tomorrow, dude.
Okay, you can actually look this up. You can actually
Is
look
it,
the way
is it
that
sort of like is it sort of like what happened to Martha Stewart? Like she had a really, really nice prison. You know, she
No, it's
Caviar,
that nice, it's still-
caviar, she had
she didn't even
flamingo.
stay incarcerated that long.
Okay. Martha Stewart is a rich white woman. Okay. She got, I believe, federal time. There is a vast difference between going to a federal prison, especially when it's one designed for rich people, than there is going to, county lockup or state prison or a private prison. Okay. I believe there was a prison in Arizona where the essentially the governor or the warden of the prison basically made them pretty much live in tents and wear nothing but pink underwear just to embarrass the shit out of them. Okay. G-Man, if you ever end up having to go to prison, guarantee you're probably going to be going to one similar to that instead of one of the cushy, orange jumpsuit and big screen TV prisons that you think you're going to go to.
For the
Oh
crime.
yeah, tell me something. Al Capone, right? Tony, because I love laughing at this dude. This is funny.
Again, Al Capone, dead. Also, did not get caught for the crimes that he committed. They had to catch him on tax evasion.
Should Al Capone be put on a retreat too?
Yeah.
So I assume that you historically disagree with Alcatraz, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you historically disagree with all the prison systems and whatnot, right? Do me a favor. I want you, because you're in the UK, go to the Royal Palace.
Ooh, I will answer that for you. Baptized in fire. Let's see here. It's G-Man for or against the prison system, because now it seems like his argument is now for. His argument is to attempt to use the prison system as a form of slavery because of how the prison system in the United States works. I'm not going to argue that it's not, because even according to the 13th Amendment, being a prisoner is essentially a form of legal slavery. Now, the thing about that is when the amendment was made, it was literally, chain gangs and stuff like that, where exactly Mutant, his argument is exactly for whatever he needs it to be at the time. But when the amendment was made, it was literally just, well, you could be black and not have a job, and that would qualify you to be picked up for prison. Okay. And that was back when prison was essentially slavery. Okay. They have since given prisoners a lot more rights. They have now gotten prisoners to where they are, if you do the work release programs here in Oklahoma, yes, federal and state prison, sorry. But there's a work release program here in Oklahoma that essentially, you only get paid like 17 cents an hour. But what it is the prison will take the money that the company is paying you, because the company pays you regardless. Yes, I'll leave that up there. But the company will pay the prison the wages that you would be normally making. Now, the prison pays you that 17 cents an hour or whatever it is. But what it is they take all of that extra money that you're making and put that on your essentially your books. That's it's for food and board, everything like that. That extra 17 cents an hour that you're making will either go towards anything extra in the commissary that you want, or essentially just be thrown into an account that when you finally get released from prison, they give that money to you. So it's basically like, okay, so you have but yeah, it's so they would literally just give that money to you. So it would be kind of like building up a nest egg. So if you're commissary phone cards, stuff like that. But that's the way the work release program works. If you're intelligent about it and you serve your work release program for 2 years, then that 17 cents an hour over a period of 2 years where you're being essentially room and boarded already, when you get released from prison, you've got a good couple $1,000s to sit back and say, okay, this is what I've got to start my life over with. So it's not the best situation. It never is, but it's something extra that you can do. Okay. And of course, G-Man, G-Man thinks that's slavery, even though that's actually a system that was put in place to help with that whole revolving door situation. It doesn't always work, and it usually doesn't work, but it's something better than the chain gang literal slaves that they were using when that 13th Amendment was made.
The queen that you disagree with the prison system. Just go there and tell her that, and tell her to take everybody out and put them on, and tell them that they deserve a retreat.
Okay, G-Man. I dare you to walk up to Buckingham Palace, because if you think that phony Beatlemaniacs can do that, then you should have no issues illustrating how that should happen. I guarantee you ain't going to get past the guys in the beaver hats, because that's their job, is to prevent the public from getting into the palace.
What about repeat offenders? What about repeat offenders? I mean, they get let out and they continue they commit the same crime 5 times. I mean, should they just redo the retreats?
Can I speak to
no, it's not.
Channing for Christ and Revelation News. I really hope you guys are watching this. I really hope you're watching this. Use this.
Yes, use this for when you feel like getting your channel struck down again. Sorry, not getting into that.
Use this. Go ahead, phony. Keep talking about how Shanny and Rev deserve to be in a retreat. Come on. Come on. Keep talking about the vacation they deserve. Come on.
Again, it's not a vacation.
Are you going to pay for it, though? Are you going to give them all
it's not a vacation.
Hawaii or something?
You can use the word vacation, but have I once in this conversation used the word vacation? Right, people in the chat, have I ever once in this conversation used the word vacation? I don't think I have.
Not once.
It's literally
So, okay. Phony Beatlemaniacs is attempting to explain to him that there's a difference between a retreat and a vacation. G-Man is clearly not paying attention because he's a child, and he thinks that he's got a point, and he's completely disregarding the fact that he doesn't. Now, when he says retreat, once again, we understand he's referring to a rehabilitation center, not a hotel in the fucking Bahamas. G-Man is being an idiot.
It's helping people rehabilitate, because the prison system we have now.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. No wonder you get D's and everything.
So phony, you are against.
See about I'd much rather talk to my chat anyways than listen to this idiot bloviate. So let's see here. Mary, don't they have to or end up having that money they get taken from them to use in their paying for their stay? No, that's actually in the work release program. Like I said, the prisoner, the company doesn't pay the prisoner 17 cents an hour. The prisoner gets paid as though they were a full-time employee. Okay. The problem is the company pays the prison that full-time employee pay. Okay. So what it is they use the bulk of that to pay for their room and board and stuff like that. That extra 17 cents goes into an account for them. And when they get out of prison, that money is theirs, unless they were being stupid and they spent it on the commissary. And I fully admit, because I have worked in used to be just a random food factory, but now it's Tyson Foods over here that does the entire work release program for prisoners, and they do that a lot. And a lot of them will turn around and use their commissary or their extra wages just to pay for better food, because our prisons feed our prisoners shit here.
Putting a violent criminal in a cage.
Yes.
Now, wait a minute. Let me ask you this.
How do you feel about zoos?
A person who's very physically violent, right?
Okay, so how about an autistic child?
I mean, like, should they be handcuffed? Are you against handcuffing them, or?
Well, if they're going to be a danger, then yeah. But thing is, right, I'm going to give you an example of something that I've been Norway. I'd like you not to interrupt me.
All right, Rowdy, you're on camera. Just let you know.
Right, can you not interrupt me when I get when I start explaining this?
No, Pony. I'm sorry for laughing at you, man. It's just like I've never heard. Like I said, you're a hypocrite. One minute you're saying that Matt Bell deserves to be in prison in one video, then you come to GTV where all your friends are, and now you want to come on here and pretend like he deserves to be on a retreat.
Yeah, phony Beatlemaniacs never said anything about Matt Bell not deserving to serve his sentence. So, G-Man, you're not only are you being ignorant, you're being willfully ignorant, and now you're being fucking dishonest. So, congratulations. You are a man-child of an asshole.
Dude, look how stupid you think I am.
Right.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. G-Man, we think that you are the absolute bottom of the barrel. That's one of the reasons why nobody on this platform respects you. Okay, I'm going to actually pause this for just a second because I want to point out, let's see here. He had a, let's see here, G-Man, GTV. He had a community tab earlier. Let's see here. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and point this out because I think it is absolutely idiotic and hilarious at the same time. So, G-Man, when you are attempting to show somebody, let's see here, add that to screen. Okay, so we all saw this today. Okay, this specifically says Matt's followers made themselves look real bad last night. Ms. Parker, our resistant idiot, says she don't think rapists should go to jail, followed by a whole bunch of exclamation points. I can't wait for my next video. Okay, so G-Man, the word you were looking for right here. You guys can see that highlighted blue now. Let's see, make sure. Yep. Okay. So the word that you're looking for right here, it's not resistant, it's resident. Okay. So as our resident idiot, you might want to figure out words. I know they're hard. Okay, get back into this crap.
Can I just say, right. All right,
Okay.
right. So this
That's what you can find the video on whose channel is it on? I think it's in the Geek Room.
Okay.
Where they're talking about Matt Bell and how they're saying I'm defending him, but later on they're going to say that he's not defending him. And I'm going to show everybody what Matt Bell did, ladies and gents, a fellow YouTuber, ladies and gents. And I'm going to ask this man again. He just
Okay. Let's see here. Right. That's not a problem. I guarantee you that I'm not completely 100% accurate in that. I have not worked in the prison system. I have just worked with prisoners, and I've gotten the rundown from them. Let's see here. The shower shoes, I definitely understand that one. Yes, there's in a lot of prisons there are major hygiene issues because they don't like to clean their shit. Let's see here. Probably. He's definitely an idiot. And yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Spell check. Okay. I mean, even if you're putting that damn picture in from your phone, okay, G-Man, when a word has a little red squiggly line under it, it means the word was misspelled. Check it. Okay. Because I had to manually type in resistant when I commented on that and you deleted my comment and blocked me again because you're a child. Because even the word resistant, I literally had to type in manually because it kept trying to give me resistance. Okay. It's hilarious, but at the same time, you know, that's not something that you can blame on a fat finger. Okay. You intentionally spelled resistant and you should have spelled resident. Okay. Now, I understand there are two words that look similar, but they're not. Okay. Because to resist something means that you have to physically, you know, impede it in some way. To reside somewhere is, you know, where you're currently at or living. So a resident idiot is basically just the idiot that's in our community. We all know that. It's you, unfortunately. You are our current, Tard Village idiot. A resistant idiot would be somebody who resists being an idiot, which, I mean, functionally, I guess that would be a stupid way of phrasing it for Miss Parker. She's definitely not an idiot. That's one of the reasons why she asks questions. She likes to clarify what she's getting into. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely a fucking dummy. Let's see here. Get caught up on the chat here. Yeah, pretty sure, Lubis.
Deserve this because he knows full well he believes that he should be in prison. They all got on my case on this YouTube channel about that very topic.
Right, but G-Man, right, the thing is, right, in Norway, G-Man, can I just tell this story? Can I just tell this story?
Yeah. Beckle, later on, they're going to email you and tell you, Beckle, I'm a supporter of Matt Bell and all other stuff and whatnot, Beckle. I'm just glad you hear the witnesses for yourself.
Yeah, I'm glad I found that video so quickly.
Right, so I was about to tell a story about. Now, this is on Michael Moore's story. I think it's social capitalism. No, it's actually about Sicko, right? When it talks about Norway.
Why would you be blocked, Blue?
One of the people that are in this place, this retreat, which is not a vacation, okay, what he did was that he killed people with a chainsaw, okay, and what he did was that he goes to work as part of his rehabilitation with a chainsaw, and apparently that's been really helpful in reforming this person. So again, that's what I'm talking about, is that again the prison system we have at the moment is not efficient at reforming and rehabilitating people like it should be. The system in Norway is better at reforming and rehabilitating people.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Okay,
personally.
that's not the argument though. But that's not the argument. We're talking about punishment. You're sitting here talking about some rehabilitation, and we're talking about punishment. Do you know the difference between rehabilitating someone and punishing someone for their crimes?
Yeah, you don't believe in punishment?
Answer that. Okay. Yeah, Rick. Anybody who has even been remotely polite to Indigo, he thinks is supporting her. That's one of the reasons why he thinks that Indigo was an agent from the atheist community. It's because he's an idiot. He can't see past his fucking nose, much less see conspiracy theories. Okay. He accused me of it, even though I have a video on my channel where she decided to jump in and troll me. And at the very end of that video, if you looked at it, I turned around and said, yeah, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. Less than 24 hours after that, she was on Vaughn's channel sucking his dick again. Okay. I haven't trusted that bitch since then. And that was just, I haven't trusted a word she says because she openly flat out lied to me. Okay. So yes, he's an idiot. There's no way to phrase that other than that. Sorry about that, Mary. I understand that one. I'm only at my house on the weekends, so generally I'm eating up my data during the week. Yeah, I don't understand that. It's like he's doing the whole Rev and Shanty thing where they've got the they had the green screen in the stairwell. He's got to have that blank wall behind him when he's on camera because he thinks that people are going to find out where he lives. We all fucking know where you live, G-Man. Just go sit at the damn table. Let's see here. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing right there. None of us have ever defended Indigo. She, we can be polite to her. I mean, I'm generally polite to G-Man up until recently, and that's just because he's a fucking child. Yeah, and another thing right there too. G-Man apparently does not understand the concept of sharing screens, because if you look where I paused it on that one, he's got this whole thing that where he's just sharing his entire screen and doesn't fucking care because he's that much of a technical idiot. Let's see here. So let me go ahead and get caught up in the chat real quick. Oh, yes, because, if we were on the panel that night, we supported her. Yeah, yes, he did. That Amber chick. I'm not 100% sure who you are. It's the first time I've seen you. Yes, but he is definitely a child. Definitely insane. Okay, let's get back to this.
But even rehabilitate them so they don't do it again.
Yeah, but what if you can't? What if they've shown? Well, how much farther should they go to show, in order to convince you that they can't be rehabilitated? And if that's the case, then what do you do?
Because the thing is that the crime.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and answer this personally on this. Okay, so as we said, the whole thing about Norway, recidivism is 20% versus our 79% or whatever it is. Okay, those 20% of people continue to violate or break the law. Okay, that's recidivism. Okay, those people will go back to jail. Okay, they still have a revolving door in there, but it's a lot more efficient on the people that actually do get rehabilitated. Okay, yes, the guy that Phony Beatlemaniacs was using as an example was talking about the dude that murdered somebody with a chainsaw, and they've got him working with a chainsaw as part of his rehabilitation program. Okay, I probably would have gone a different way, but that's because I'm not a psychologist. The entire issue there, though, is that that's what they deemed as part of his rehabilitation. And if it works, great. Hopefully he's one of those people that can indeed come back to society after he's paid his time, or after he's paid his debt to society. G-Man, on the other hand, he doesn't care and he doesn't understand it.
Why did you just get rid of Rowdy?
A lot of people don't know who Matt Bell is, so I'm going to show everybody what I'm talking about regarding Matt Bell, ladies and gents. So I want to show you what he's talking about. Apparently, Gary, all of a sudden now you're saying that that Matt Bell should not be punished for his crimes. You're saying that he should be rehabilitated for his crimes, right? So you know what? That's going to make it even tougher for you guys because of what you guys are doing and sharing news. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm thinking about inviting them in this room and asking you guys, why are you all jumping on her? Because you're not rehabilitating them.
Hey, Tito, welcome in.
You're full of it, dude. So let me show everybody the Matt Bell thing so everybody can see what I'm talking about. So you can see who he's defending.
I'm still flabbergasted by this, man. I mean, we used to talk to this dude on a regular basis, and now he's made international news. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. Same thing with well, I won't talk.
Let's play the video.
Veckel just did a Freudian slip right there too, huh? Didn't he? The same thing with who? Who, Veckel? Are you talking about Shani and Rev, who made national news? Okay. Yeah, that's the reason why I don't fuck with them. They don't make arguments. They're a fucking drama channel. I don't like drama when I'm dealing with it. I'm attacking arguments. Now, yes, I am causing a little bit of drama here because you're a fucking idiot and it's very easy to do, but I'm still attacking your argument.
The new people can see what we're talking about. Now, mind you, remember this, Beckel. They're mad at Revelation News for yelling at one of the kids in the car when they were moving. Remember this now. They need to be punished, kicked off of YouTube, don't have a platform, and everything else in the book. But Matt Bell should go on a vacation. So let me play this video.
Okay. No. They need to be punished. They need to serve their debt to society for what they did to those children. Okay. This is the shit that they put on the internet. We have all seen the fact that they attempt to put shit on the internet and then they will retcon it, take videos down, say that they didn't say what they said. Okay. I do not do anything regarding Shani and Rev because I don't like them. And I do not think that they are good people. The problem is I've still watched stuff about them because I'm a part of this community for the last few years. Okay. I've personally seen their retcons and it's really fucking sickening as a parent. Okay. Now, okay, Blue. Yeah. I mean, this entire situation, you're trying to use this. Okay. You are clout chasing Matt Dillahunty. You are getting pissy with Scientist Sam for being racist. You are doing all of this stupid shit. Okay, because you think that I don't know what your entire argument is because you can't get it out. You can't get out a coherent thought. Okay, but you're sitting here doing all of this because Shani and Rev got kicked off YouTube. Okay, that's the crux of this argument, and you're being an idiot. So I'm going to go ahead and skip this bullshit.
That's a violation of the civil rights, Beckel.
Tita Thorpe, who infiltrated every single.
I genuinely
Fair.
think that Rev and Shani need rehabilitation as well. Because the thing
Yes,
is
they
that
do.
no parent with their son would think the conditions that those boys lived in were okay.
Okay.
I don't.
The thing about it is, I'm going to go ahead and add my 2 cents on Rev and Shani, even though I said I wasn't going to. Okay, Shani and Rev need those kids taken from them. Those kids, we have already seen. The older one is already showing that he has no problems lying about stuff, making himself seem like the good guy by blaming his little brother and all the other shit. Okay, I said I wasn't going to. Okay, we've already seen all of that bullshit. They need those kids taken from him. The kids need rehabilitation, and the adults need rehabilitation. Shani and Rev do not deserve to be parents. I'm going to say that right now. And I understand that Shani recently subscribed to me. I'm probably going to lose a subscriber for this because I don't care. Okay? The parent in me was absolutely sickened. And I would never, ever tell my child that I'm going to beat the shit out of them for not picking up a cat that should have been in a cat carrier had they not ruined it the night before. Okay? Figure out how to travel with your shit. Anyways, continuing with this bullshit.
Should you? I mean, can I ask you, G, Madam Freckles, do you think the
I got a problem with you saying that you want them rehabilitated when all you guys do every single day is invade their personal privacy. You stalk them on the internet, and then you guys go to their place of living,
Yes,
make
they
it
do.
known to everybody what they're doing on YouTube, and doing everything that you guys possibly could do to punish them. But Matt Bell should go to a retreat. Dude, I'm done with you. How you doing, Rowdy Hall? How you doing?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Hey, Rowdy, are you a Christian or atheist?
Atheist.
Thank
All
you,
right, so what's
Crash.
on your mind?
Oh no, you were inviting people in. So.
Okay, all right. So we're discussing whether or not atheists
Yes,
are doing
that's
more.
one thing that pissed me
Actually,
off too.
who does more for the less fortunate? Is it atheists or is it Christians? And the reason why I'm asking this question because a lot of atheists are making a lot of moral claims against us Christians on the internet, right? So we're just if you're in here, you can talk about that.
I doubt it. G-Man is just that's stupid. He's going to defend them until his dying day because he has given Shani the Galaxy Dreams treatment, but yet somehow is still willing to talk about their behavior as long as it's in a positive light. Okay, he is literally that dumb. There's no way to spin this to make it positive. This has already been off of YouTube and made national news. And G-Man, you should feel ashamed of yourself for actually thinking that you can defend this.
You can talk about Matt Bell. You can talk about the prison system, whether or not we should have a prison system, whether or not rapists should be allowed to go to vacations and on retreats and all that stuff, or whether or not they should actually be punished, whether or not should be punished for what they do. Because I'm telling you, I could put some really insensitive stuff on here that is very graphic, if you like, to show people what I'm talking about if you want.
Yeah.
And talk about the vacations. Like there's the Bahamas, you know what I mean? There's like Hawaii. We can go take them to Tahiti and reward them for all of the.
Once again, Phony Butyl Maniacs did not use the word vacation because vacation is obviously recreational. He used the word retreat. Once again, I'm going to agree with Odie Oder here in G-Man's chat. This G-Man's brain was buffering. Give him a break. Okay, I'm not going to give you the break. Okay, yes, I understand your brain was fucking buffering at this point in time because you had to try and figure out a way to strawman every possible argument that you can just so you can attempt to defend it. And you still failed.
Horrible things that they do in our society, or we can do what we know that everybody in this room believes that they should be punished. So what do you think about that, Roddy?
I think that's a lot to talk about, and I'll just go with the flow. I do happen to have a major in anthropology, so I've read and studied the Satanic Bible and the Christian Bible and the Quran. So if you want,
No, he does have family.
Talk about
you want to talk about the Satanic Bible versus the Holy Bible?
I'm sorry.
You want to talk about the Satanic Bible versus the Holy Bible?
We can if you want, but we don't have to.
I want Stitchy to get in here if Stitchy's still watching.
Yeah, Stitchy wants to come in. Stitchy can click the link and come in if she wants.
She's been wanting to talk to me anyway for a while. So
yeah, I would love to get Stitchy in here.
Rowdy, could you just raise up your mic just a tad because people are having a hard time hearing you.
Yeah, so
I'm not just here, by the way.
So Rowdy, yeah. So since the main topic is Christianity versus atheism, and the Satanic Church is atheistic in nature, according to their claims anyway. Me being respectful with that. Which book do you think is more moral, the Satanic Bible or the Holy Bible?
Morale in what sense? So are we talking morale as in
Okay,
like,
yeah, I'll agree with
law
you on
or
that,
just
Lubis.
What's best for
outside of what's
society?
personal?
What's best for society?
That's crazy.
He's got more than that. He just only wears
I'm
the 3 or 4.
not sure. So there are people, if you don't know, the Satanic Bible. It's funny because Anton LaVey wrote it just to sell books. He didn't. He wrote down these little philosophies to mock the Christian church. So you have some people who said they've read LaVey and they haven't, and then you have people who have read it and say they are. So
Okay, so which one of the books is better for society? Is it the Satanic Bible?
Okay. I have not read the LaVey and Satan Bible, but I'm pretty sure their doctrines are probably a lot better than Satanic. Whoop. I fingered that. There we go. Satanic Bible Commandments. 7 tenets. Or should we go with the 9 satanic commandments? Let's see here. Satan represents indulgence, not abstinence. Satan personifies the essence of life instead of unrealized spiritual dreams. Satan represents undefiled wisdom instead of hypocritical self-deception. Satan represents mercy for those who deserve it. Okay, so this is actually like Luciferian Satanism, because they are, the Roman god Lucifer was the bearer of light and all this other shit. So that's not the one I'm looking for. Let's go with Satanic Temples tenets. Be a lot easier if I could actually read these. The 11 satanic rules of the earth. Let's see here. Do not give opinions or advice unless you are asked. Do not tell your troubles to others unless you are sure they want to hear them. When in another's home, show them respect or else do not go there. If a guest in your home annoys you, treat them cruelly and without mercy. Do not make sexual advances unless you are giving the mating signal. Do not take that which does not belong to you unless it is a burden to the other and they cry out to be relieved. Acknowledge the power of magic if you have employed it successfully to obtain your desires. If you deny the power of magic after having called upon it with success, you will lose all that you have obtained. Do not complain about anything to which you need not subject yourself. Do not harm young children. Do not kill non-human animals unless you are attacked or for your food. When walking in open territory, bother no one. If someone bothers you, ask them to stop. If they do not stop, destroy them. So there's a couple in here that are a little goofy. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to destroy somebody if they're, just picking on me for stupid shit. Let's see here. Do not make sexual advances unless you are given the mating signal. That's something that would be nice. That's literally just don't rape, which is something that, that is absolutely non-existent in Christianity. See here, if a guest in your home annoys you, treat them cruelly and without mercy. It's a little too far for my taste, but I mean, I get the understanding there. So yeah, I mean, the tenets of Satanism are not exactly without merit. Kind of interesting.
Or is it the Holy Bible?
my point was that it just depends on who's reading it and what they get out of it, because there can be bad people reading the Christian Bible.
Hold on, you breaking up. What? Your point was what?
Give me something good that's in the Satanic Bible. Anything. Just give me something good that's in there.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, the clear thing about not raping.
Go look for them 9 satanic statements. You can read those if you want.
So
I'll line them up.
Do without wilt.
So be
what do you want me to read off?
How do you, Phony? How do you feel about this Satanic Bible?
I've never read it, so I don't like having opinions on something I haven't read.
Okay, but if it's satanic, don't you assert like everyone else that it has something to do with Satan?
No, because LaVey was an atheist.
Yes, LaVey was an atheist, and on top of that, phony beatomaniacs, or I'm assuming his name is Gary, since everyone's been saying that. But yeah, Gary over here is actually intellectually honest enough with himself to have, literally admit he's never read it before, and he's not going to make a judgment until after he's read it. It's literally the most honest statement you can ever make. And of course, Veckel over here is trying to jump into, well, because it's Satan, aren't you supposed to just automatically abhor it? Of course, I use abhor. It's not like Veckel actually knows what that word means.
and was doing it as a parody of Christianity.
Come on now, you're a spiritual man.
No,
you
but I
believe
just
that-
told what I just told you was the truth, and
I know, but
sorry, this lady here will tell you that what I just said is correct.
you have atheists, but you also have individuals who say hail Satan and
The dude is a parody of Christianity.
I mean, most atheists that I know don't practice Satanism. Well, actually, in a way they do, but maybe inadvertently. But I'm talking about ones like Anton LaVey that actually has a cult.
Yes, he was doing it as a.
I'm not sure who that that head slap was for, because Veckel was talking at the time, and it almost sounded like G-Man thought that even Veckel was being stupid about it. But I'll go ahead and add my opinion to that. Veckel's being stupid about this right now.
As a parody of Christianity.
Yeah, so
He was not doing it as a parody.
I don't even think he was an atheist, to be honest.
Okay, he didn't do it as a parody of Christianity. He took atheism to its logical conclusion. That's what he did.
Why are you always defending
That would be a slippery slope fallacy.
these people? Anyway.
Yeah, Rowdy.
No, I was just trying to say that was the whole point. I believe when LaVey died, he ended up, I can't remember, he broadcast when on his deathbed, people who call themselves Leviathans and people who seriously carry around the Satanic Bible are losers. Because the whole point of the book is that it's, as you said, it's atheist, basically. There is no God and no Satan and no devil.
Hold that thought. We get confirmation on that? Oh, okay. No, he still has it as a 12 hours ago. Okay. I was about to say, good God, we're going to be losing them. We're going to be losing them all.
There's no God and there's no devil.
That's what the book says. So there are some people who haven't read the book that say they're Leviathan Satanists. That's what I was trying to say. They haven't read their own book.
You do understand that there are two types of Satanists. Just like there's two types of Luciferians. You got the ones that are philosophical, and then you got the ones that believe in a literal Lucifer. In Satanism, you have the people that believe in Satan as being
the ones that believe in a literal Lucifer. You mean Christians, G-Man? Because, isn't Lucifer the devil? Or Satan? Or Beelzebub? Or any number of names that they've given to the devil? Because remember, if you exegete the word El Satan, it just means adversary. So you have the snake in the garden, you have Lucifer, you have Moloch, you have Baal. I mean, every one of those were the devil. Did you not know that, G-Man?
Philosophy, and then you got the ones that believe. Now, mind you, I have experience with this because I've debated a Satanist on my YouTube channel years ago. Becco, I think you remember that. This guy named Unholy Cross or something like that debated me on my channel, the Bible versus the Unholy Bible. Or whatever.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. That's right.
Mm-hmm. So I'm a little bit more prepared for this than maybe some other people, but I can assure you of this, man. Anton LaVey took atheism to its logical conclusion. It's all about themselves. It ain't about nobody else. It's all about them.
T-Bag, most atheists don't agree with what LaVey did.
Yeah, LaVey did it because LaVey. Okay, number one.
Yeah, most atheists don't agree with what LaVey did because, one, it was mocking. Two, most atheists didn't agree with what Richard Dawkins said about the whole mock them, ridicule them, everything like that. He got a lot of flack for that, and everybody but G-Man acknowledges that. That's just like the only thing that G-Man could find that says evolution is about racism is some stupid ass fucking clip from Ray Comfort of all goddamn people that is going to intentionally make it look like that. So G-Man, your arguments are stupid, and you need new ones because these ones have been. This is the reason why we ridicule you, is because one, you're an asshole, and two, you're a child. You're petulant. You're functionally illiterate, and you need education.
Phony, you should know this, dude. I think you've been around Christians long enough to know that Romans chapter 1 describes these people as being reprobate. Okay, describe these people as being spiritually dead. You know what I mean? I know you're a Quaker and you don't believe in hell and all other stuff and whatnot, or a Universalist and you don't believe in no hell and all that stuff and whatnot. But the bottom line is, at the end of the day, my friend, oh God. At the end of the day, like I said, when you're reprobate and you're spiritually dead, you're going to take on the characteristics of Satan. Period. All right, and that's what he did. And if you can't say that, Tony, then I got to say, dude, you don't know jack about Satan or his nature. Go ahead, Beckel.
Well, I came in mostly because I was I was just really curious about Phony's response to the question about
Exactly.
jail. So it seems like he shares the same view as the others.
About what? Because I don't agree with our current prison system. Therefore, I agree with I disagree with atheists with their moral ideas of harm, because I think harm is a nebulous concept. Because again, what is harm? It's so what's the word, fascinating that you can, again, what is harm? You know, how do you quantify harm? You know, who happened to him? Harm to people? Because again, when slavery ended, there's actually massive harm done to the city I live in, Manchester, and the north of England. Hang on, look, shush that second while I continue to point out why harm is a bad moral concept. And I actually agree why again I disagree with it, because again harm is subjective. Because again, you talked about just the freedom of slaves, but again there are people in the north of England who went into massive employment because of slavery ending. Now I'm not saying that slavery shouldn't have ended. I'm saying that harm is subjective, because again it depends on what you're talking about. That's why I'm saying that moral ideas, like for example, if you want to be an atheist and get the Nietzschean idea, that's fair enough. There you go. Carry on.
I don't know if any examples in scripture that show criminals being rehabilitated. The closest we're going to get.
What about? Actually, I've got one.
Oh, where's it?
When Jesus was being crucified,
He'd probably be lucky to get a 10.
On his right, who said that you've done nothing. He was a thief, and he said, "You'll be with me in heaven this day."
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh,
That was not a rehabilitative program, bro.
Becco, Stitchy's in the room, Becco.
What was it?
Stitchy.
Wouldn't he have ended up in hell?
Are you telling me that the thief on the cross that asked Jesus to forgive him was undergoing at that moment
please elaborate
a
on that,
rehabilitative
Blue.
program? Is that what you're telling me?
He was going to hell, was he not?
Oh my God.
In your worldview.
Wow.
Well, don't people commit crimes? Don't people? No, in your world.
Dude, you are stretching big time, bro.
I'm stretching big time.
You are stretching big time.
Beetle does have an
Seriously.
interesting accent.
I
but,
asked for an example in scripture.
That's one of the reasons why I don't
because
have
I
it
sincerely didn't know.
on like times and a
I
half
asked
speed.
for an example in scripture where
Right,
maybe
soldier.
primarily something that would probably most likely be described.
Oh, interesting vacation photo there, G-Man. You know, the 5X orange shirt doesn't look too bad on you there. Is this a vacation photo from the last time you visited your kid in Jamaica? Because you know, palm tree's kind of a giveaway.
In the Old Testament as some sort of rehabilitative program for criminals. And your example was a thief on the cross. You got to be kidding me.
Well, in your pit worldview, wouldn't he be going to prison?
You got to be kidding me. He was on the cross.
Becco, 1 second. Becco.
Penalty, man.
Yeah, Becco, 1 second, Becco. You're totally right about that. Yeah, so Phony is just going to keep,
Okay.
you know.
I'm
so
going
Stitchy,
to.
is that you, Stitchy?
I'm going to let Stitchy talk
Monty, is that
because
you, Monty?
I enjoy hearing her.
Boom. There you go.
Okay, there we go. All right,
But
so,
I'm
Stitchy,
going
what's up?
to go refill my drink real quick.
So let's have this conversation here.
I'll be right back.
Monty, so tell me something. Matt Bell, is he where he belongs?
Where he belongs. That's a random friggin' question, G-Man. I tend to
sharing what they said on my YouTube channel soon, guys.
No,
that's why I'm asking.
I actually agree with Phony on this. Like, I think he should be in a place where he's being rehabilitated.
Yeah, Monty did say that last night. He did say that yesterday.
Yes,
they're lying. They're lying.
Look, what this is my problem with talking to you, G-Man. I can't tell you what I actually believe without you telling me that I don't actually believe it. That's insulting. And
you know
rude.
what? I don't mean to insult you, and I apologize about that, because that's not a good thing for me to do, because you tell the truth. Atheists on here never said that this man deserves to be in jail or anything like that. You guys said that he needs to be in a place of rehabilitation.
I said he needs to be in jail. I did.
Stitchy, give me 1 second.
I apologize. No, you go right ahead. You go right ahead.
G-Man, I want to reframe this for you, because I'm going to tell you how this is insulting. If I were a white man and came on and told you this is what all black people believe because these black people do this, how insulting would that be to you?
Are you breaking my deflecting rule again?
How in the blue?
Nobody's done that. Did you hear anything that came out of my mouth?
You are doing that, my ninja.
Okay. So anyway, Monty, you lasted pretty long, dude. Bye. You're not contributing to this conversation.
Man, you gotta give him a little grace, man. He's trying, man.
So anyway, guys, Stitchy, there's Beckel.
Hi, Beckel. How are you doing?
Hello, Stitchy. I was reading some of the comments that you're making. So you put it all, it was hard to avoid because you had it all in caps. So.
Yes, good. I'm glad. I am so glad. The reason why I also wanted to come back on here is because I gave G-Man an answer to his question yesterday, and his response was to ask my age and where I've been. My answer is 33, and I've been here and there. Okay, including in the prison system.
I agree. That's exactly the way he thinks.
To answer your question, they absolutely deserve prison. And if they get out on the outside,
and
the only
as
reason
for
why I
that,
want them to,
I don't know if G-Man even has a kid.
And pay taxes to contribute to me and
but,
mine.
you know, that's the story, and it's kind of funny to listen.
Wait a minute. I want to be able to answer my question from yesterday. They have a 20% reoffense rate. We have a 43%, and this is per capita. Doesn't matter how many people they have compared to ours. It has decreased 60 to 70% in the last 20 years. So why wouldn't I want that kind of system? Because there's a woman in there who lied to get her kid better education. She's in there for 10 years. A 16-year-old was in there because she killed her pimp and her trick. She was in there for an extra 8 years and nobody heard her cries. No, I'm not okay with the prison system. And the list goes on. Do I think some people should? Hell yes. And the pettiness in me wants to be able to put them in there forever. Do I want them to go straight to the electric chair? No, because then they can say, God forgive me, and then get to go walk the pearly gates. No, that's not how that should work.
What?
Wait a minute, guys. I got a promo. Beckel does this on his YouTube channel. You know those little commercials that he does on his channel?
I love Stitchy.
I mean, I just figured we would just remind people what atheists actually believe before we go through more of this baloney.
Yeah, let's not ask them. Let's
check this out, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so I'm not gonna listen to that bullshit. Okay, so G-Man, you've got atheists on your panel, but yet you have to go to your scripted. This is what atheists believe. Let's fuck all if we can't just ask the people that are on your panel what they believe. Okay, and this is the reason why nobody pays attention to you anymore. This is the reason why you're irrelevant, is because you're stupid. Okay, you've literally got atheists on your panel that you could ask what they believe in. You have been asking what they believe in regarding the prison system, but because not one person agrees with you that this is what they believe in, because what you think they believe in is fucking stupid, then you're going to go to, oh, let me go ahead and pull this video up, because it's not like anybody fucking understands that the entire argument for atheism is literally the answer to one question. And it has nothing to do with whether a God exists or not. It's whether you believe a God exists or not. Okay, this is the reason why I have issues with Steve McRae, is because it doesn't matter if you know there is a God or not. Okay, that's the reason why I call myself an atheist and not an agnostic. Okay, no, I don't know if a God exists or not. Okay, but knowing with 100% certainty whether a God exists or not is not my problem. It's whether I believe it exists or not. And no, I don't. Therefore, I'm an atheist.
Got it.
So we're going to go and skip this bullshit because we've all seen it before.
You know how many different times they keep talking about rehabilitation, Beckel?
Yeah, I hear it.
Bible talks about it 42 different times.
Whoa. It's time to look at what the word means, ladies and gents.
I got 42 verses pulled up. Which one you want?
Wait a minute, ma'am. Shh. Let me show everybody on my channel what I want to show them, okay? I know you're scared. You're about to get pwned by looking at a definition. So, shh.
Says the person who just kicked her backstage, once again, booted her, because she already had the answer to your question. And it was a question that you thought was a gotcha question. Okay? This is why we call you a child. Because not only are you afraid of the answer that a woman online might already have for you, you're so fucking stupid that you didn't actually do the research yourself.
And then afterward, you can do something, okay? Watch this here, okay? Watch this, Beckel. I want you to look at this definition for the word rehabilitation and show you that they're not answering my question. Rehabilitation, the action of restoring someone to health or a normal life through training.
If you're going to look up a dictionary definition, then why did you ask for scriptural evidence? Because that's an idiotic move. And yeah, Stitchy had him scared. He's fucking scared as hell. Let's see here. Yep. And let's see here. Nate Brody destroyed Steve arguments. That's why he hates Nate. Yeah. I have issues with Steve's argument too. I do admit that Steve is actually the one that got me into the community, and I've said that a few times before. But back then, I was actually using my my main account name, which was just my legal name. So you might have caught me in. You might have caught me in a hangout every now and then, as early as like 2016. For the most part, though, I stayed away from Steve after he tried pulling that shit with me because I don't tolerate that crap.
Training and therapy. Check this out, Beckel. After imprisonment, addiction, or illness.
I agree.
The issue is, should people who commit heinous crimes, should they be thrown into prison? They're saying that they shouldn't be thrown into prison. They should just be sent to a doctor. We should send them to hospitals.
So let me ask the panel. So you believe that when a person commits a heinous crime, they should first be detained, right? Put in handcuffs or something, right?
I think they should go to prison. I believe in prisons. I just don't like the system as it is. I absolutely.
I didn't realize I still had my Vaughn avatar on.
But here's my issue. I'm paying taxes for prison. Barely any of that money makes it there. Hep C and everything is rampant. You think that isn't set up the way it is? And also, I have 42 different scriptures about rehabilitation in the Bible. And that's just what I found in the 5 minutes.
Okay, now, hold on. Now,
Isn't Christianity all about
Stitch, hold on.
What?
I guarantee you not a single one of those verses that you have ready right now is going to talk about anything that the Old Testament Israelites did.
Okay. That's called goalpost shifting, Veckel, and you fucking well know it. Okay. You asked for scriptural evidence. She is prepared to give you scriptural evidence that you weren't prepared to listen to. So suddenly you went, oh, well, that doesn't apply to the Old Testament. How do you fucking know? You didn't bother looking it up. Okay. So while we're going to do that, we're going to go ahead and do a quick fact check. So Bible mentions rehabilitation. "37 Bible verses about rehabilitation. Peter, Isaiah, King, Psalm, John, James, Joshua, Luke, John, Psalm. Whole lot about Psalm. Oh, Genesis 3:17. That's Old Testament. Then to Adam he said, because you have listened to the voice of your wife, you have eaten from the fruit about which I commanded you, saying, you shall not eat from it. Cursed is the ground because of you. In toil you will eat it all the days of your life. Okay, I guess if you want to try and sneak rehabilitation in there, I guess that, yeah, I don't see that one. Let's see here. Ecclesiastes. Pretty sure that's not New Testament, or that's not Old Testament. Yeah, so okay, I'll give him that one. But I still find it funny that, yes, that's definitely goalpost shifting, and he fucking well knows it.
Somebody's got to echo.
I guarantee it.
What are you talking about?
All right, when I asked for rehabilitation in scripture, I was asking specifically about an example where the Israelites under the Mosaic law practiced something like this with the criminals. I don't know of any. I could be wrong, but I don't know of any.
Why is the Old Testament important in this conversation?
But you said you have 42 verses. I highly doubt that you do.
Well, I know it's. I don't have to count because the internet does it for me.
Oh yeah.
There's actually multiple.
And
I'm sorry,
course.
more than 42. I apologize.
Okay, well, give us one.
Well, actually, I wanted to finish my sentence before. Isn't Christianity all about rehabilitation? Because I'm just curious as to why Jesus had to die.
No, it's about regeneration, not rehabilitation. Regeneration.
Oh, it's about
regeneration. What definition of regeneration are we using? Because let's see here. Let's go with biblical regeneration. Spiritually, it means that God brings man to new life or born again from a previous state of separation from God and subjugation to the decay of death in Ephesians 2:5. Furthermore, there is the sense in which regeneration includes the concept of being born again in John 3:3-8 and 1 Peter 1:3. So apparently biblical regeneration is being born again. Okay, keep that context. because it's going to be funny when G-Man tries to, flip that
regeneration.
as
So if you
But Stitchy, that's
scientific
neither here nor
regeneration.
there, Stitchy. The point of the matter is, when somebody breaks the law, should they be punished for breaking the law? Let me give you an example.
Sure should.
Wait. Just chill out, relax, breathe in, breathe out, wax on, wax off. If you, for example, let's say you're speeding. Let's say you're only driving down a road that says 25 miles per hour and you're driving at 100 miles per hour. So let's do something silly. Should you receive a ticket for that? Yes or no?
Let's do something silly. Okay. So if you're in a 25 mile an hour zone or, essentially close to being a school zone, I mean, that's the speed limit for downtown for me. Okay. 25 mile an hour zone and you're going 100. Okay. You're going 4 times the legal speed limit. Okay. You know what they call that? That's not speeding. That's called criminal reckless driving. Okay. You're not getting a ticket for that. You're going to jail.
No, it depends. Probably not. No, I think, well, I guess a ticket depending if there's different things.
If the road says 25 miles per hour and they're going at 100 miles per hour, do they deserve a ticket? Yes or no?
You shouldn't ask this question if you don't drive.
Told you guys.
It's not related to you.
I didn't catch that. Sorry, that was funny.
They're trolling.
I'm not trolling.
They're not even being serious. So how about this, Holy Beetle Maniacs? The sign says 25 miles per hour and the person's doing 100 miles per hour. Should they get a ticket? Yes or no? Hey, Baco, when you listen to these answers, Baco, I want you to remember through the years what they were saying about society and how we've learned through society that we shouldn't do certain things. I want you to remember all that stuff they used to say to us back in the day, what they're saying today. This is how you know they're lying. So tell me something here. Do they deserve a ticket? Yes or no, Phony?
Well, our traffic laws are different from yours.
This is also how we know that G-Man doesn't understand shit about driving because, this wouldn't be a ticketable offense. And anybody who actually has their license and understands that shit, that is, they're going to yank your fucking license. So, G-Man, not only are you using a bad example for this, you're fucking stupid.
G-Man, so again,
so if it says 25 miles per hour.
I word he said.
Okay, so if you're basically saying that if it says 25 miles per hour and somebody's going 75 miles over the speed limit, they should not be punished for
that. If they get caught by a speed camera, they'll get fined for it.
Yep.
Tell me something.
Oh my gosh.
If somebody abuses their children, should they be punished for it? Yes or no?
I agree with you.
Yes.
Okay, so let me get this straight here. Matt Bell shouldn't be in prison. He should be on Gilligan's Island somewhere.
Nope.
Once again, that's a straw man, G-Man, because you don't fucking understand the concept of punitive punishment and corporal punishment, and capital punishment, and everything like that. Okay, the thing is you don't seem to understand this, which is very obvious. I mean, it's glaringly obvious. But Matt Bell deserved what he got. The problem is the system in which Matt Bell finds himself in needs to be redone. It needs to be fixed because Matt Bell is one of those people that is never going to pay off his debt to society. The multiple people that he funded abuse for, that he was charged with essentially having done it himself, means that he's not getting out of prison. Okay. His debt to society is too great. Okay. That's the problem that you're not understanding. He could possibly be rehabilitated. He could possibly be an upstanding member of society after a few years of rehabilitation. He still has the debt to society that has to be repaid. Okay. The problem is the system in which he finds himself repaying his debt to society is what is broken. And that's what we are talking about that needs to be fixed. Okay. You can support a system or not support a system in certain cases and still use it to accomplish your goals.
But if Revelation News yells at his kid in his car, he should be punished.
Not what I said.
Okay, so help me understand this because I'm losing brain cells listening to you, dude.
You don't have any to lose. Okay, so on Gilligan's Island is a worse punishment than jail, and Gary is too stupid to understand that. I can kind of agree with that. I mean, I could probably live a lot longer on Gilligan's Island than our little Gary over here could.
Honestly, what should happen to people who break the law? Nothing?
No, that's not what I said.
So what should happen to people who break the law? Should they go to doctors and go see a therapist?
As I said, we should do what Norway do and send them to a
Okay, hold on a second, Mary. Is this in response to Veckel's bullshit? Because when he was asking Stitchy about, or turned around and tried to double down and correct himself, saying that he was talking about Mosaic law. Because that was just him shifting goalposts. Let's see here. You take prison over the island. Pretty much. Yep, $1,300 went bye-bye on a few occasions. Okay.
Rehabilitation facility, which is usually
rehabilitation comes after the punishment. The issue is whether or not they should.
Sorry,
be
I never
punished.
put my camera back
we
on.
Look at what the word rehabilitate, what it means to be rehabilitate somebody. That is after a person is in prison. Should they be punished for their crime? Yes or no?
But this is a punishment.
Any for Christ and Revelation News. I hope to God you're watching this. Please answer the question. Should they be punished for what they do? Yes or no?
Yeah, but again, that could be part of rehabilitation. Because
Okay,
they're
so
forced
you don't know
to
what
do this.
rehabilitation is. So let's go back to it again, dude, because you don't know what it is. Usually when somebody goes to prison.
Okay. Just because you don't understand what he's talking about, G-Man, does not mean... Oh, I'm going to grab that screenshot too. But just because you don't understand what he's talking about does not mean that he's incorrect, okay? The problem that you're not understanding is your problem, not his, okay? He's articulating it very well. Rehabilitation is part of punishment, okay? Yes, you have to be punished. Unfortunately, we are locked in a system that uses an inefficient way of punishing you, okay? The system needs to be reformed, once again. However, there is still punishment that needs to be served. It can be done without enforcing slavery. That's what you don't fucking understand.
Prison, while they're in prison, they're being rehabilitated. Or after that they're in prison, they're being rehabilitated, dude. You don't know what you're talking about. You really don't. Okay, here, hold on, let me go back here again. Hold on. What it means to be rehabilitated. Hold on, because I was looking for prison systems in atheist countries, because that's another thing. We can go look at Russia and how they treated their prisoners. We can go look at Korea and how they treat their prisoners. We can go look at China and see how they treat their prisoners. You guys are so full of it, it's not even funny. Rehabilitation, right? The actions of restoring someone to health or normal life through training and therapy.
Hold on a second there. Mary, are you sure about that? Because that might be interesting to have fun with.
After imprisonment, addiction, or illness. You are lying, phony biomaniac, and so is Stitchy. The bottom line is, at the end of the day, rehabilitation comes after the punishment. Okay? So the question is, and Beckel asks a valid question. Okay?
No, he didn't.
Should a person be punished for breaking the law in the United States? Beckel, do me a favor, Beckel, because I know you like to argue the left and the right stuff. Why don't you come up with something a little sensitive to them and ask them whether or not that person should be punished or not? Because you would know this stuff better than me.
Oh, man, I can't think of anything off the cuff right now, but...
What about that police officer that had his knee on? I tell you what, Tony. What about the police officer that had his knee on the neck of should he be?
Yeah. Why did you suddenly have to be reminded of who the fuck you've been defending for the last couple of months? Probably because you haven't been defending him for the last couple of months. Okay, I'll answer that question myself. Now, G-Man, one good question though. Can you name a single person that's been killed by the police since George Floyd? Or are you just stuck on stupid and trying to blame the Scientist Sam racism joke again? Because even the guy next to you that's defending your stupid ass right now and sucking your dick agrees that it's not a racist joke. Did you forget about that? Because we didn't.
Punished for that, or should he be sent to a camp? Should he be sent to a vacation?
They're both the same thing. They're both the same thing, T-Bron.
Should he be punished? Yes or no? Beckel, the reason why Beckel, they don't want to say anything about President Beckel, because they got to deal with the 13th Amendment, and they don't want to be associated. No. I'm going to call it what it is.
Yes,
they don't want to be associated with nothing to do with the prison system. That's what it is.
I said prison. Yes, he needs to go to prison. But here's the thing: if you want him put to death real quick, that's not justice.
We're not talking about the death penalty.
Okay, so yes, he needs to go to prison.
We're talking about whether or not a person should be thrown into prison. And you're bringing up all these extra things that nobody's bringing up. The death penalty is a different topic.
Yes.
Hold on a minute. Life in prison is a totally different topic. The issue is whether or not somebody should be thrown into prison. And you people are coming on my channel and you're lying. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute.
Nobody's lying to you, G-Man. You think they're lying to you because you don't understand what they're fucking talking about. Okay. This could be helped if you had more than a third grade education.
Bringing up rehabilitation like that's the argument, and it's not.
Me. Since you say nothing, right?
Okay, so phony. If I go to your home right now and take a gun and blow your mom and dad's head off, burn your house down, steal all of your stuff, you're telling me I need to be rehabilitated, and I spend the money too on drugs and everything and whatnot, or organized crime, and then on top of that, I take the money and I go kill the rest of your family. You're telling me that.
See, G-Man, the thing is you automatically try to jump to, what happens if you did this to somebody and broke into their house and everything like that. Why would you put yourself in that situation? Because are these thoughts that you've had, or are you just being a dick? Because either way, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but castle doctrine is a thing. Okay. If I caught you breaking into my house, I've got a shotgun. Okay. You break into my house and you're probably not going to walk out. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to kill you. That's not a threat. Okay. The thing is when you're trying to make an argument like this, don't put yourself as the person perpetrating the crime. Okay. Put somebody else there. Because otherwise you're insinuating that you would have no issues doing it. And as a Christian, not a good look on you, bud.
That you're going to try to tell me in this live Google Hangout, as a Quaker, that my punishment should be, well, I don't believe you should be punished for that, G-Man. I believe that you should.
I never said you should be punished for that, G-Man.
So what kind of punishment should I get?
Ronan.
Okay, so what they do in Norway is they take people.
Where do you live, Tony?
I live in the UK.
What do they do in Britain?
They put people in prison. But it's not right.
Hold on. Like I said, I enjoy talking to my chat a lot more than I enjoyed listening to this idiot. Okay, let's see here. Carnivorous Ape, yes, I am serious, and we'd make sure men worked. Crap, it probably would have betas on the island, which means I'd slaughter them in 48 hours. Okay. Blue, kaiju is a big monster, kind of like Shanny, or King Kong or Godzilla. Or exactly what Ronan put it right here. Most uneducated people, when unable to articulate their point, turn to violent ideas. Who's your buddy? You pulled the words right out of my mouth. You've got some bats and a 150-pound dog. That works too. No, my dog would probably just knock him on his ass and then lick him to death. Forgive me for saying this, but why? Yeah, I would like, why? I don't think she should get it, but if it was someone else, for example. I agree. I'm not a violent person usually, but if my family's in danger, then you're not walking out. I mean, whether that means that I just end up breaking a knee or something like that, you're still not walking out. I had a couple of jerk off teenagers a couple of years ago before I even had my guns, illegally hunting turkey on my land. And I went out there with my blowgun and put a dart in one of their asses just because that was the only thing I had on hand. So, yeah, I take the defense of my house seriously. And yes, I am saying that I stood up to idiots with shotguns with a fucking blowgun. YouTube keeps all those super chats. Still not sure on that one. I know they're not getting them, though. It's because he's an idiot and a hateful Christian. So, I mean, he would go right in there with Westboro Baptist Church. And matter of fact, he's even said that he would support them. Yeah, G-Man doesn't understand that young earth creationism is a cult. He doesn't understand that, which I think is absolutely hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, she's already getting that crap through Cash App. I agree. Definitely needs to. I hope they get refunded. For the blowgun incident, yes, I did have to talk to the cops. Apparently, it was one of my neighbors. Yeah, because I had the neighbor come over too. He's like, "Well, did you just shoot it, or did you shoot a dart at my kid's ass?" And I was like, "Well, you're lucky that my accuracy was good, and it was just a dart." So, I mean, and I didn't use one of the like giant triangular tip ones where it would have left it. It was one of them damn needle dart ones. So, it was just enough to get through the denim. Christians, yep, those are definitely cults. Yeah, didn't you have an issue with coyotes there recently, Lubis? Sorry if that's a tender subject. I know something about your dog. Yes, that is one of the main things right there, castle doctrine. If you may not go to prison if you end up killing somebody that's on your property, especially if they're trespassing or planning on being violent, but you have to live with that for the rest of your life. I mean, it's you've still taken the life of somebody else. It's not something that's cool, and it's not something that even soldiers. I mean, that's one of the main primary reasons why soldiers end up with PTSD so often. So yeah, that's definitely not cool. Hope you makes it to where I can see that on a few of them. We just had a huge swan problem. Over 200 were coming. Oh, yep. Ooh, I hate swans. That is a good question. I'm not sure, Lubis. Okay, got back up.
It's immoral.
Hold on.
Just about to go into
Matt Bell is where? Where's Matt Bell right now?
Matt Bell's in prison where he
Where he
belongs.
deserves to be?
But he's paying for his crimes.
Is he where he is he being properly punished for what he did? I just need a yes or a no.
Yeah, the reason why you want a yes or a no is because, once again, that black and white thinking is fucking you over, G-Man. There's a lot of nuance there. Yes, Matt Bell is where he belongs. He is away from society where he can no longer do the things that he did. Okay, but the system is broken. He needs to be rehabilitated while he is serving his time. That's the thing that you don't understand.
In my opinion, no.
And this is also the reason why I refuse to answer your questions on your channel. Because, once again, you don't understand nuance, and you will mute and boot and act like a fucking child because you can't handle a little bit of dirty language. Even though, the last time I checked, calling somebody a prick, kind of an insult. And, I dare you to try and say something like that in public and not think of, not have somebody call you out for cursing.
Why is he not where he needs to be?
Because he's.
By the way, I'm sorry, 1 second. For the atheists that are watching this, you guys got on me for months about defending Matt Bell. I better see a video tomorrow with you guys getting on his case about this. Because right now, he's defending the man's action.
No, he's not. You're an idiot.
Good.
No, I'm not.
Okay, so where should he be then?
Okay, I've just explained that. If you just stop interrupting me.
Where
Okay.
should he be?
Okay. He should go to a place where he can pay for his crimes, but not be in a Barry place that's going to do him no good. Okay, he should go to a place where he's doing community service. So let's say, for example, he should go to somewhere where he can log.
Lubis, is this a response to Crash? Because Pretty in Pink, that sounds like you're thinking flamingos while she's talking about swans. Swans are big and white and, essentially long-necked geese.
But I mean that by actually cutting down trees and stuff like that, or help out the community by helping drain a lake or something like that. Actually being a problem, but also rehabilitate so he no longer thinks abusing children is okay. As part of this process, it
probably.
needs to figure out
I don't care.
something you do haphazardly just to the end, because again, that is not helping people. That's
You're
not
a Christian, right?
rehabilitating.
Are you a Christian, Phony?
Yes.
I got a scripture I want to show you here real quick. All right, Daco, dude. I know normally you like to say I'm being hard on people and whatnot, man, but I believe this needs to be said. All right.
Yes,
I want
they
you to
do.
interpret this
Yeah.
Bible verse that I'm about to show you right now, Phony. What did this say? Read it. What did that say?
Might have to blow it up a little bit.
Okay, I'll blow it up. Hold on.
For the wages,
For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ. Okay,
the
what the
sins is
fuck
death,
does this
but
have to do?
The gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ our Lord.
Okay, so what does that mean? Everybody keeps saying I'm not a Christian. Watch this, ladies and gents. What does that mean?
It means that unless you accept that Jesus died for you, you were going to just die in nothingness. But if you believe in Him, you're going to get the gift of heaven.
That sounds like
It
an
basically
interesting
is
problem to
saying-
have,
First
Tito.
of all, let's break it down. It says in Romans 6:23 that the wages is a payment. Okay, the payment for your sin is what?
Death.
Come on, is death. Do we see examples of that in the Mosaic Law? We do. If you're caught in the act of adultery, what happened, Beckel?
You are stoned to death
If you were caught,
by the courts.
if you were caught having sex with an animal, what happened to you?
You are stoned to death.
So basically, those are two examples of a person is sinning. The wages of our sin is death. Okay, there is a punishment. Hold on a minute, Pony. This is why I say you're not a Christian, dude. Okay, when a person sins,
G-Man, you are not the arbiter of Christians. Okay, just like I'm going to tell you right now, these right here. Okay, this is my little collection of black cards. Yeah. Okay. You're not the arbiter of black people either. Okay. You claiming that you can pull somebody's black card is actually more racist than the white guy with the 3D printer who's printing them off as a joke. Okay. And one of the reasons why you're so pissed off at me is because you think right here, me printing off black cards for the people that you have supposedly taken them away from is because you're a fucking racist and an idiot. Okay. That's the reason why I started doing it. It's because I knew you'd get pissed off about it. Okay. So you're pissed off about me sleeping with another man's wife. Not your business. I don't give a shit though, because it's not something that I have to worry about admitting. Okay. Yes, I'm polyamorous. It doesn't bother me one bit because I understand what consent is. Okay. You're pissed off about me because I'm actually an ordained minister. You know what? Guess what? Fuck off. I don't care. Okay. I've actually performed marriages. Have you? Okay. You're pissed off at me because even without the college education that, my peers have, I can still function and, I can still function and articulate certain things that you couldn't dream of. Okay. That's the reason why every single time you have an argument, you lose. Okay. I don't deal with this bullshit about G-Man always wins because he doesn't. He's an idiot. Okay. G-Man has never won a thing in his life. Okay. The last time he ran a marathon that he's made public about it, the viable information on his marathon score was somebody who was 20 years older than he was. So he claims that he's this badass fucking runner, and yet he couldn't his fucking time was on par with that of somebody 20 years his senior. Okay. That's not a badass fucking runner. You think you're awesome at wrestling. You are an idiot. You can't even stay in character long enough to pretend to be The Rock. Okay. You think that you're funny. You're not. You're an idiot. Half of your comedy is cringe. Okay. These are the things that we have issues with. Okay, sorry.
this is what
Rant
they
over. Let's
deserve
continue.
according to the scriptures. I'm talking to you this way because you claim you believe the Bible and everything, right? But then it says, but the free gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ our Lord, right? What does that mean? Beckel, please, Beckel, the Calvinist in the room.
You're asking me. I think
Yeah, Beckel, just answer it, Beckel, because Phony don't know the answer. Can you just?
Oh, let me go ahead and answer that. Who's your buddy? Apparently, he. I don't know why he just suddenly got really interested in what I started doing with my dick. Not 100% sure how that even came up. I know. Yeah. Crash is over there publicizing for me. Yeah. Yes, I do have a harem. It's fun because my harem is the ones that they have to call me and ask me to turn their toys on for them. But anyways, let's see here. I'm once again, I'm not sure what the hell happened, but we were having a conversation at one point in time, and G-Man turned around and asked me if I'm married, and I flat out told him, no, I'm divorced. Okay. I'm currently in a relationship with my roommate and his best friend, or sorry, my best friend, who is my roommate, and his wife. Okay. It's not something that I hide. It's just not something that's publicly stated unless something relevant comes up. And I seem to have broken G-Man's brain by that thought, because I have sex with his wife. And because me and him are still best friends, there's a reason why, and I'm not going to go ahead and put his business out there, but this is the situation that we have. We have a living arrangement like that. They have a child. I have 2 children. I'm technically a single father, but because of the way our living arrangement sits, we have 3 children and 3 parents, and it's working for us. That's not something that, being the fact that the adults in the house are atheist, and the fact that we are all in a consenting adult relationship, it shouldn't be anybody's business but the people that are involved in it. And yes, we have a good number of parents to a good number of children, so it's not really a big deal. And the fact that I am essentially the third wheel in the relationship, and I have no intentions whatsoever of breaking up their relationship. Just a fun fact for the people that understand what a unicorn is, which is essentially a female in the same situation I am. The male version of that is actually called a Pegasus, something I learned recently. Comfort doll, that's news to me. I didn't know that you'd already volunteered. You're gonna have to get a hold of me on Discord. Let's see here. Oh, what I'm talking about here. Okay, sorry. Let's see here. See, that's awesome, because it doesn't bother me one bit. Let's see here. Mary Bird. Okay. Now, what I mean by turn their toys on. If you happen to know what this company is right here, I'm sorry, there's my camera. These right here are amazing toys. Okay. They are, they can be activated using the app that you have on your phone. And it's literally, I get a text that basically says, can you turn it on for me? Because, as the dominant in my relationships, I have access to their toys. And, when I'm not personally there, like because I'm a truck driver, when I'm on the road, exactly. Wi-Fi toys. Exactly. That is exactly how you do that too. And that helps you keep your ladies satisfied at any time you need to. How can I have a harem? Well, it's because I don't have a harem. I have a harem. And on top of that, living in a trailer in Kentucky and having a harem is a little on the creepy side. Let's see here. It's because you don't make fun of him, but you're honest, and that makes him look bad. He can't defend himself if you're not making fun. Exactly, Lubis. And yeah, it's hilarious. That's one of the reasons why he has issues. No. Rick, I'm going to give you some advice right now. Being poly is fine. If you want to be in a polyamorous relationship with Eurasian and Russian, okay. First off, a little bit more respect for the women. Don't call them chicks. Okay. That's the best thing I can do for you right there. Okay. Do not objectify women. Do not call them chicks or anything like that. Okay. Yes, my pet name for my girlfriends would be my baby girls, and that's because I am what's considered a daddy dom. And there's a narrow window there that I have, but big number one rule on that is the simple fact that everybody in a relationship, especially in a polyamorous relationship, has to be consenting. Okay. Which means that, you have, good God, I'm turning into Dr. Ruth. We'll get into that later. I'll do a live stream on that here next week. But yeah, let's get back to the idiot.
Educate him on what the second part of that verse means.
Hold up. Before you do that, this is Stitchy's husband. Let me ask you a question, G-Man. Is that okay?
I'm sorry. This is Stitchy's husband?
Yeah, this is Stitchy's
Sir,
husband.
can I ask you a question, sir?
Yeah, sure.
If I shoot your wife in the head, should I go to prison, yes or no?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. Thank you. So there's nothing, the prison system is necessary, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Go ahead. You can ask your question now. Go ahead.
Oh, it's okay, Comfort Doll.
So, since those Mosaic laws were biblical, would you recommend that we go back to those Mosaic laws?
The Mosaic laws?
Yeah. Do you think
adulterers?
No, listen. Do you think adulterers should be stoned to death?
Well, those were national laws.
No. It's biblical. It's biblical.
I'm trying to answer your question, sir. I'm trying to answer your question. All right. Somebody's got to echo. I need everybody to mute when I'm talking because somebody's got to echo. And a bad one on top of that. All right. So first and foremost, regarding the Old Testament law, those were national laws. Where did they go? All right. Anyway, those were national laws for the nation of Israel. Okay. Those were their capital laws that had to be practiced if you was a citizen in Israel.
There you go, Lucas.
Right? Today, I still believe that if you do those things, you deserve to be put to death. Except we're under a new contract agreement with God.
Exactly.
That will happen on a future day of judgment, where some people are going to inherit eternal life and some people are going to inherit eternal damnation. Some people are going to end up in a lake of fire. All right. Now, Phony don't believe in that. But the bottom line is that's what the Bible teaches, that there are going to be people that's going to be tormented day and night in the lake of fire for.
Lubis, you really want me to answer that? I'm not going to answer it like Vaughn because that was one of the stupidest answers I'd ever heard. Okay, so it's not an everyday or an every situation type deal. Why do ladies call their men daddy? Okay, there can be multiple situations on why, but it's a term of endearment. That's the simplest answer that you can. In my situation, because I am essentially the dominant in my relationship, they call me daddy out of respect and as a way of essentially being, coy and sexy. And yes, that's definitely only certain ladies do. I would never enforce that in a relationship unless that's the type of relationship I had with that woman. So yes, if you guys want, go ahead and I don't know, put a one in the chat, and come next week I'll do a live stream and talk specifically about a polyamorous relationship. But for now, let me go ahead and continue talking about idiot here.
For rejecting God's word.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay. Okay, you keep on talking about this being just like internal law, but yeah, I tend to remember this bit of the Bible. Maybe you remember it as well, where Jesus said about he without sin cast the first stone. Or maybe that part is written out your
totally irrelevant to what we're talking about.
No. That's part of the law. Apparently, Jesus wasn't the book.
No, the religious leaders of the day were trying to trap Jesus.
No.
They were trying to trap Jesus. They put him in a situation where they caught a person in the act of adultery and only brought one of the parties when both of the parties were supposed to be brought there. And according to the Mosaic law, they were supposed to be brought outside the city and stoned to death. Okay, and then Jesus answered them correctly and perfectly when he said, "Let he who has no sin cast the first stone." That is.
Mary, that's the thing about the daddy dom relationship. Age isn't a factor in that. I have had baby girls that were upwards of 15 years older than me.
Completely different from what we're talking about. That is a deflection. Okay. So stop that, okay? The bottom line at the end of the day, yesterday, I had these people in my room yesterday. And Beck, I want to get your opinion about Miss Parker in a minute, Beck. All right,
it looks like, I think Stitchy's, is she in the backstage?
She's asking for the link.
Yeah,
I'll
bring it back in, but Beck, real quick, I got a request from a viewer.
That could actually be a stream I bring people onto. I'd have no issues talking about that with other people that are, in that lifestyle.
Can you let everybody know what you thought about Miss Parker's answer yesterday when you heard it?
Oh, hold on one second, my daughter.
Okay, cool. Oh, I'm telling you, man, make sure you don't put that on camera.
No.
Because if you got a banana peel on your TV, CPS is coming, man.
Oh
You
yeah,
got a banana
right.
peel on your table, man. CPS is coming. Oh my God, CPS! I just had a banana right now.
She got a shirt off backwards, man. You got to. But what I was gonna say was, repeat the question again. What was the request?
Miss Parker, what do you think about what Miss Parker?
Yeah,
said?
that definitely takes a certain
I
type of
think,
woman.
in my opinion, I actually like Miss Parker a lot, but I think she was doing a lot of dodging in your question last night, man. She didn't seem very. Either she was being disingenuous or she sincerely didn't understand what she was being asked. But
Pretty
that's the
sure
way
you
I
said
felt.
CPS, but you know,
Think about that a minute. Most women
words are
don't
hard
answer
for
questions like
G-Man.
that. Oh, I don't know what should happen to my rapist. I think my rapist should go see a therapist.
Yeah, because I highly beg to differ. Besides Stitchy, because Stitchy seems to be the only one who's been asked this question and seems to be well, at least for the most part, we agree with her on. But the rest seem to be up for this rehabilitation nonsense, and that to me, just my opinion, it seems like they're being a tad bit dishonest.
A tad bit.
Yeah.
They're trying to duck the idea about the
Definitely.
prison system because trust you me, if anybody, this is your homework.
And
For my
Mutant, that
audience,
would actually be a
go
fun
look up
stream.
G-Man defends Matt Bell, and then go look at all of the videos. Becco, you remember the videos when they were being made about what should happen to Matt Bell? You remember that? When everybody was making their videos about what Matt Bell did and what he deserved, they're all over the internet. I was the only one that said I'm going to say it again, just to catch them in their folly. I believe that Matt Bell is where he deserves to be. He needs to pay for his crimes against society. Okay, but I want him to repent and come to know Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior. That has been consistently what my answer has been.
Matt Bell was a Christian, so you're full of shit, G-Man. Okay, this is that no true Scotsman fallacy that you can never fucking understand, because unlike what you actually think it means, you don't have to be a Scotsman to actually for the no true Scotsman fallacy to apply for you. Okay, to put it into dumbass terms, this is literally the no true Christian fallacy. Okay, what you're trying to do is say that Matt Bell was never a Christian because he did this heinous thing and went to jail for it. Okay. The issue is that's not how that works. Matt Bell was a professing Christian before he did all this shit, and you defended him because he was a Christian. Okay. Just like Shani is a professing Christian. And she has currently made national fucking news and went on record as threatening the reporter who wrote the article. By the way, Shani, if you see this, horrible move on your part. Made a threat to the reporter that wrote the article. Okay. This is no longer on YouTube, and you're an idiot for defending her.
Now, what does the atheist say? Well, G-Man, we both agree he should be Then why did you make so many different videos on YouTube claiming that I was defending Matt Bell? Do you understand what happens when you guys lie when you come in this room? People remember your previous arguments and they're going to bring that stuff up. You understand what I'm saying? This is why I have no respect for the reaction community. All these people do is accuse, and they don't bring the facts, man, at all. Bottom line is that
Mary, yes, it can be very healing. I have actually had a little or a baby girl, sorry, that she actually had, as a coping mechanism, she used age regression. So she would, if she ended up getting down into it, she would essentially regress to being a very young child. And in that situation, she was still doing the whole, daddy-daughter thing, but it didn't, it was not a sexual thing at that moment. It was, it was, she would call me daddy for comfort. So yes, there, even if you're in the BDSM lifestyle, or even the slave master lifestyle or anything like that, there is a relationship aspect that goes way beyond just the simple act of role playing, where it can be healing to people that have been traumatized by certain things. So yes, this is definitely something that I'd love to get other people's input about, because that it would be great to have that on the yeah.
At the end of the day, now all of a sudden prison's a bad thing. Hey, tell me this, Phony. Let me ask you something regarding atheism, because we talked to these guys long enough. Just to prove a point to you. When did we decide that prison was a good thing in our society, according to our social constructs? How
Yeah,
long
there
has
you
the
go.
prison
Yeah.
system existed? I ain't talking about our modern day. I'm talking about people just being thrown
Yeah, ask Hovind and his 50 counts of fraud.
into prison for any period of time or whatever throughout history. And when did we, from an atheistic perspective, where did we learn this? Because when we're talking about this, that's when we're going to get to the nitty gritty and find out when you guys are full of it. You guys are just trying to avoid the slavery thing. And then on top of that, Beckle, check this out, Beckle. This is what I got them yesterday. I said to them that,
No,
okay,
it's
a person
not.
needs to be rehabilitated, right? Should they be rehabilitated by?
That's one thing right there that G-Man has issues with, because apparently sex is for specifically procreation on his in his little tiny mind. And he doesn't. That's one thing that he got pissed off about me about, regardless, is because apparently there's a passage in the Bible that says if a man is not intact, he'll never get into heaven. And that's actually gone over to the Quran as well. There was a suicide bomber that made the news that apparently the bomb vest or belt or something like that, the dude had a plate over his junk to attempt to make sure that he didn't blow his bits off, so when he got to heaven he would actually get in. That essentially that was his logic on that. And I don't remember the article. It's a couple of years old already, but I mean, that right there is just absolutely funny. But yes, that's my issue right there, is because G-Man believes this stupid shit. I'd never get into his version of heaven regardless, because I've had a vasectomy, because I don't want any more kids. I have 2 kids and that was my number. So yeah, it's it's absolutely goofy. Yes, wisdom from the ape. DID community, amazing what it feels to be. Any type of community you go in has to have a major issue with trust. Yeah, I'm not going to king shame here. You're not going to hear me king shame unless it has to do with something that does not involve consenting adults. Assuming that goes back to G-Man, which yes, people always remember his previous arguments, and then he turns around and tries to retcon them, just like Shani does, and say that he never said them. Yes, some of us are born sterile. Some of us choose to be sterile after contributing to Darwin. Or I should say, after contributing to the gene pool. I mean, it's. I personally feel for the people that are born sterile, because they were never given the option. But at the same time, I chose my sterility after I had already reproduced. So it's one of those things. Let's see here. The DV related Crash, you're going to have to be a little more. I'm not 100% sure on the DV acronym. Yes, I remember that one. The DV, is that talking about littles? Let's see here. Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely don't want to shame anybody for being born sterile, because that's not that's not something that's cool. I apologize if you. I apologize if you wanted children and had that option taken from you. I have a cousin who went through that, and I feel for her, because she cannot have kids and she tries to use my children as essentially surrogates. So I understand the whole issue on that. Let's see here. I mean, you do you, Rick. That's not something that I can tell you not to do or not, but I mean, that's not something you'll ever find on my channel. Like I said, I don't. I saw one recently that I think it was MXR that covered it. That was a woman that wanted to be treated like a dog, and the boyfriend was getting flack for supporting her. And I guess it was something that she did. It was similar to like what age regression was. She liked being or she liked acting like a dog, and he would take her for walks and stuff like that. And it was like, you know what? Yeah, it's a little beyond me, but at the same time, I'm not going to kink shame. She apparently it was her idea, and he's just supporting her. So that's not something I have. And yes, mutant, you can cheat in a poly relationship. Trust and communication is absolutely everything. The circle that you have in your poly relationship, you, even if it's a completely open relationship, you still have to discuss with your partners and everything like that. Yes, definitely. Let's see here. BDSM is definitely different. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that. That's what that meant. Yes. Yeah, I think that was the same one. Found out I'm submissive with a slave's heart, which does fit me, except I will try to top. If I can top, it's over. I have 2 alphas. I couldn't. They're gone now to a better place. Ooh. I've had 2 alphas. I'm assuming you couldn't top. I'm gonna hope that there's another comment on here just to clarify this, because that right there doesn't sound nice. Let's see here. I don't know what you perverts are talking about, but I want. Awesome. As long as you've got a couple of kids in your life that you can spoil, because that's one thing that my sister definitely enjoys. Okay, we got Nick James over here with his link. Let's see here. There you go. Like I said, next week I'll go ahead and do this. I'll do that. Pie worship. Yep. I have a similar thing to that. I have. It's called orgasm abuse. It's kind of the same thing, but there's definitely an amount of trust in there, because they generally have issues walking away afterwards, because there is it's essentially overstimulation. Very fun, but you have to definitely trust the person that that's doing it for you, because I have had baby girls that have passed out due to the overstimulation, and it's definitely something that you have to pay attention to, and it's something that you have to regulate. And that's one thing, even as a dominant, that I do not enforce the entire whole requesting permission to orgasm, because that's my job, is to give orgasms. So I've never restricted those. And yes, there are definitely degrees of commitment to every single kink there is. Let's see here. Okay, that clarifies a little bit. Trust, respect, and communication. Yep. Lubis, you should know by now. Any woman that a guy gets involved with, of course he thinks they're cute. I mean, look at Rev. He thought Shani was cute for some weird reason. Not my cup of tea, but it was apparently his. And exactly, there you go. And you will have a primary relationship, especially if you are married. Even in a poly relationship, you will have a primary and then you will have secondaries. Interesting question. Okay. Oh, okay. So Nick is a switch. That's always fun. Couldn't top the second one. Died in my arms and hell. Oh, it's kind of hard to top a guy that's willing to protect you that much. I definitely my condolences on that one. We can definitely have that conversation in Discord there, Nick. No, that's fine. I don't delete comments. I also have ADD, so it I understand when topics change. Even when you're talking about kids, it's granted the topics have been running around between the nutball on screen and then turning around three or four different topics. It's fine. Okay, Lewis. Let's not spam caps, especially when you're talking about jerking off. Okay. Finally caught up in the chat. Let's listen to
By
this.
force.
That's another good question, right? Because they're against the idea of imprisonment because, well, I don't know. I mean, it seems to be a violation of that person's free will, maybe.
And that person doesn't have autonomy no more. And remember, their argument historically on YouTube has always been that a person's a slave when a person loses their autonomy. This is what they're arguing for the longest. Matt Dillahunty's argument. That's why Matt Dillahunty.
No, you're a slave when you're owned by another person. I mean, it's literally that simple.
Needs to be ashamed of himself because he's doing a really bad job with his disciples out here. He really is.
So what about the victims of the crime then? I mean, should they? I mean, what about their autonomy? I mean, it was violated clearly by the perpetrator. So.
And that's why they're sent to prison to pay their debt to society, is because they have violated the human rights of another person, whether it be by performing physical violence to them, stealing from them, setting a house on fire, speeding, reckless endangerment. Okay, every single one of those has a punitive punishment assigned to them. It's the punishments themselves that we have issues with because they are stacked unfairly in certain cases. Okay, drug charges are way out there on what they should be. You can go to jail for 20 years in some places in the United States still for having a joint on you. Okay, and I'm talking just a little joint. But if it's weed, then you can go to jail for 20 years still. Okay, especially if you're a black man. Okay, that's the issue there. So the entire issue there is the fact that you get, what's the old saying? 15 will get you 30 for statutory, and yet carrying a joint gets you 2/3 of that same punishment. I mean, one, you're not hurting anybody. It's legal in almost half the country now, but yet the other is illegal everywhere with the exception of certain Muslim countries. And yet the punishments are not that much different. I mean, so obviously there's a major disparity there between the punishments. And that's what you're not understanding, G-Man.
Yep.
I mean, why shouldn't the perpetrator be arrested?
Okay. First of all, Nicola T-Man, can you put the link in the chat for Stitchy, please?
Yes. I was enjoying our conversation.
I don't know where she is. So
she's in the chat. She's in the chat.
Okay, I'll bring
Okay,
it up.
I'm still waiting for that verse that shows rehabilitation being either
Lubis, you're in trouble.
described or prescribed in the scripture.
Okay, but the thing is that prisons, from what I understand, I think there's evidence of some in like Samaria and stuff like that, and Babylon and stuff like that. But again, like if you don't mean like the modern prison system, because the modern prison system started in England around, I think, about like 12, 13.
Yeah, it sucks having a horribly high libido.
Yeah, so what does that mean? That doesn't mean
well,
that it's a bad thing.
No, it is a bad thing, because the thing is, as I said, it doesn't rehabilitate people.
How do you know it doesn't rehabilitate? You can't say that for every criminal that's ever been in prison.
Well, the rate proves that.
You know, you've never.
Do you know what the reoffense rate is?
Have you ever been in prison?
Okay, no.
Okay, so why are you going to speak arbitrarily about the individual about the prison system? You said that it doesn't rehabilitate anybody.
Good
How
question.
do you know that?
Good question. Very good question.
I mean, we've heard there's hundreds of testimonies of people who've not only come out of prison, they've done their time, but they've come out of it because they've done well in prison because they had a change of mind, and some of them ended up becoming ministers of the church.
Yeah, some, but most don't. Most reoffend.
Wait,
the reoffense rate in UK and America is through the roof.
So, all right, so if they continue to reoffend, what, you just going to keep giving them drugs?
No, where did I say that?
What is rehabilitation inquire? I mean, what does it entail then? If it's
Wait a
not
minute.
imprisonment,
Wait a minute, Beckel. I think I understand what they mean, Beckel. In China, I believe they have re-education camps over there, don't they?
that would be imprisonment, though.
Oh, yeah.
something contrary
They have re-education camps over there.
That's something being forced against the forced onto the individual, right?
In China, they don't have that.
Yes, they do. They have
Like,
re-education.
now, what I heard there's a lot.
Oh, well, who gives a fuck what you heard, Beckel? Here, I'm going to go ahead and share this real quick. Let's see here. Share. We'll go ahead and do this live. Yeah. Quick Google search, recidivism rates by country. Okay. So, Australia, 39% recidivism. Canada, 41%, a little bit higher. Chile, 50%. Denmark, 29%. Finland, 36%. France, 59 to 46%, depending on reconviction and re-imprisonment. I don't know why France is on there twice. Germany, 2004, 48%. Reconviction, re-imprisonment. Okay. Iceland, 27%. Ireland, 51%. Wow, Ireland's a little bit up there. Netherlands, 48%. New Zealand, after 6 months, 1 year, all the way up to 52% for 5 years, and that's re-imprisonment. Norway, follow up after 2 years, 20%. Singapore, 27%. South Korea, 24%. Sweden, 43%. 1 year through 9 years. And this is the UK, England, and Wales. So let's go with 5 years. We'll go with that specifically for reconviction and re-imprisonment. So we've got 55%, 45% in the United States. After 5 years, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 72%. Wow. Okay. So shit. England's worse than the United States is. That's just actually kind of surprising. See here, and this is by population. So this isn't really relevant because populations are different all over the country or all over the world. Hey, Mads. Hell, even Vatican City's on here. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you've got recidivism is a problem just about everywhere. Like I said, Norway's got probably got the best one at 2 years at 20%. But even going off of 2 years, that would be the second one right here for the UK, which is 59%. United States, you're still looking at that would be the third one, so 36% for the United States. So I mean, that's a 16% increase right there, just off of the standard population or recidivism rate. So I mean, yeah, I have issues with that because Vickel's kind of being an idiot. So let me get back to regular screen there. Let's see here. Share audio. Okay. Let me go back to the chat. You guys are more fun to talk to. Okay. Your buddy, yeah. Have you been to hell? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well. Oh, see, Lubis, you're safe. She's not currently practicing. I'm not going to put that on screen, Mary, but condolences again. Yeah, well, we already know that. Oh, careful, Nick. G-Man research. Yeah, G-Man would. Pretty sure G-Man's brain would explode if he actually had to do research. Okay. Yes, Veckel is an idiot. Yeah, memory triggers. Something funny to confuse Holly for, but I couldn't think of anything. The best thing I come up with is work on that humor, Lewis. Okay. Anyway, back to this shit.
Going on with
Respectfully,
mothers.
I've lived in China for the past 7 years.
Rowdy, I'm sorry. I can show you the news and I can show you how to.
I think
sorry, no, you're wrong.
Yeah, just
Guys,
a moment,
ladies and
folks.
gentlemen, our pastor is coming here, ladies and gents, from his religious atheist church, who pays people to snipe our YouTube channels and be a disingenuous prick. I give you the carnivorous ape, the man who believes that he's related to a monkey. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The carnivorous ape, the pastor of the atheist church in whatever state that he's in. So anyway, go ahead, Beckham. Oh, I'm sorry, Rowdy. I apologize. Go ahead, Rowdy.
What do you want?
Yeah, Rowdy. No, you was in the middle of saying something. I apologize.
Okay, sorry about that.
I had to introduce Mr. Sniper in here. So go ahead.
Yes. Okay. So, I believe his claim after he kicked me out was the fact that he made a couple of jokes. Anybody want to give me a hint on what part of that was a joke? Because the last time I checked, calling me a prick, not a joke. Accusing me of sniping, not a joke. And man, I really wish he would have mentioned the black cards, because like I said, I've got those right here, and that would have been absolutely funny. But yeah. So G-Man, calling people prick, kind of a cuss word.
It's okay. It's okay. We can keep going.
Okay, cool. So, Pastor, how are you? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was finished. Are you done? Because I want to talk to the pastor real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, so, Pastor, how you doing? Are you religious?
Who are you asking?
You.
What's up,
you're
man?
a pastor.
Oh, hey, Monty, how you doing?
Yeah, you're a pastor. Are you religious?
Am I religious?
Yeah.
Secular humanism is loosely a religion. Yeah.
Okay, so how's your church doing?
My church is doing fine. If
got worship today?
you notice, I haven't been online very often.
You still paying people to do evil in here. But listen, was you guys worshiping
I'm
God in your church?
paying people to do evil. G-Man, do you have access to my my PayPal, my bank account, or anything like that, or am I paying people to do evil by giving them black cards, or am I paying people to do evil by making bingo cards? Because I'm seriously confused as to what you seem to think sniping is, because in the context of YouTube, sniping is either porn bombing or restreaming a live stream. Okay, the one time that I restreamed a live stream was about a few weeks after Black Guy TV started restreaming your live streams, and that's because your petulant child ass decided to, not have anybody in after you said you would. So that's the reason why I was restreaming you. Okay, I had justifiable and intelligence to add, I had justifiable arguments to add to that, and a little bit more intelligence that I could have put towards the arguments that you were very badly making. That's the reason why I restreamed you. And on top of that, if you notice, I stopped my stream probably almost a good hour after you did, because I was pausing it, making my counter argument, and then allowing you to continue talking, just like I would have if I had reviewed a normal video. And okay, let's see here. You need a half black card. I don't know how you want me to do that. I can possibly say, or I can possibly put one on there that's actually I've got some wood filament. I could sand down one side and then stain half of it for you. That way it looks like it's, a two-tone card. Get with me on Discord on that one. That would be funny. Yeah, I mean, stream sniping, stuff like that. That would also apply to, the video game streamers that what is it, like the Call of Duty streamers and stuff like that. That was the original thing about being a stream sniper. Oh, even Mutant likes that idea. Oh, and see, my wood grain is also brown, so there we go. We can get you a half black card if you want. But, okay, evil.
Yes, you are.
Really?
Are you enjoy worshiping your God in your church the other day or whatever? Or?
No, we don't worship.
Yeah, yes, you do. Yes, you do. You worship. No. You do it all the time, dude.
Okay, if you're going to be a child about it, go ahead and ask me the number of questions that you want to ask me, and then I'll go do a response.
So, what should happen to a rapist?
Oh, okay. So this is the response, G-Man, and I'm sorry I had to, I'm sorry I had to deflower your delicate ears with some of the more adult subjects that were on here. But now, what should happen to a rapist? They should be arrested as per the law. Okay. Now, this does not mean that I support the prison system. The prison system is what needs to be fixed. However, the laws that are in place are still okay. A rapist needs to be punished. He needs to pay his debt to society. And then if he can be rehabilitated, then he needs to be. Okay. I do not subscribe to the revolving door method. I cannot stand recidivism. I do have a modicum of intelligence to understand what recidivism is. You can barely fucking pronounce it. Okay. That's the issue that I have with you. So if you want to ask me again, what, here, we'll go ahead and do this. I'll back it up just a hair. That way,
yes, you do. Yes, you do. You worship. No. You do it all the time, dude.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. His claim that my church worships anything, or especially a god, because my church is a humanist church. I have issues with that because we don't even have a book. Okay. Anytime I pull out a book, it's generally to paraphrase one or two passages, and then the book goes back in the shelf. Okay. I have used the Bible. I have used the Quran. I have used the Book of Mormon. I have used the Torah. I have used the Vedas. I've used numerous books. That's just the holy books that I've got. Okay. I have also used, I've used fucking Spider-Man comics. Okay. Any book that I pick up that has a lesson in it can be used in my church, because we don't subscribe to a single doctrine. We don't subscribe to a God. Okay. So your stupid ass, because of your lack of understanding, you can be wrong all you want. I'm not going to agree with you, because then we'd both be wrong. So when I correct you, I'm correcting you for a reason. know, if you're going to be a child about it, go ahead and ask me the number of questions that you want to ask me, and
Okay,
then I'll
cool,
go do
cool.
a response.
So what should happen to a rapist?
Go ahead, keep going.
That's actually your question.
No, because you're not going to let me answer it. So go ahead and
Yes,
ask
I
me the
am.
questions.
Answer the question,
No,
sir.
you
Okay, well, you have to have
are
a
a child. So ask me your questions, and I will go answer
the
them.
question. You have 60 seconds to answer what should happen to a rapist.
So we're going to sit here for 60 seconds, or
Sorry.
like I said, you're a child. I'm not going to answer where you can mute me. So give me your questions, and I will respond.
So anyway, we got German Pioneer here in the back.
Really?
I don't know if that's him real quick.
Really, bro. Really, bro.
I asked him a question he didn't want to answer it. So Monty, tell me this, dude. Okay, what should
Yes.
the punishment be for a rapist?
Oh, I'll answer that. Hold on a sec. Let's see here. Well, Yato's getting his black card. He's dark enough. Let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mary. Let's see here. That's probably not going to happen. I would need to make sure I got permission from everybody that attended. And on top of that, there's a few people in my town that are not publicly members of my church because they are Christian and they are working their way out of the faith. Let's see here. I think they carried forward in life. Hence, you're moving towards. Sometimes being abused as a child does have that. It does have that effect to where you get your leaning toward BDSM, but that's not always the case. There are people that are just masochists that enjoy the pain. So I mean, and you'd be surprised at how often how common that is. You'd be surprised how common that is with people who had very normal childhoods. He's a half. Yeah, I agree with you that he's half, but at the same time, he is he presents as black. You know, we all know Yato. Now that I could possibly do. I'll have to see about that because I'm not actually the only pastor in my church. My roommate's wife is actually also a pastor. But okay, so I'm just going to go just a few more
That's not
minutes
a
on
punishment,
this.
sir. What should the punishment be for a rapist? What is the punishment for a person who commits genocide?
Why should there be a punishment? Let's go there. Since that's where you want to go. Why should there be a punishment? Let's talk. You want to talk? Let's have it up. Why should there be a punishment? I raised my daughter for 16 years.
I'm totally speechless.
I raised my daughter for 16 years.
You're telling me that there shouldn't be.
See, look, had to boot him because he didn't follow the script. Okay, so Monty was trying to say that he raised his daughter for 16 years. We're not going to know exactly what the rest of that was unless Monty is actually, lurking in the chat or anything and wants to come in here and explain himself. But I don't feel he needs to explain himself. He was calling G-Man out on his bullshit because, once again, G-Man doesn't understand the entire concept about. He doesn't understand whatsoever about pretty much anything. But in this instance, it's more along the lines of that he was, just trying to poke right through to the actual crux of the argument.
A punishment for genocide.
Let me finish. I raised my daughter.
I don't care. Listen to me, dude. We're not talking about your daughter. We're talking about genocide.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, G. It's the same thing, G. Punishment teaches people to be afraid of punishment, not to not.
Wait, see, I don't personally. I don't have a problem with punishment even acting as a deterrent. I don't. And you know where this conversation is going to end up going anyway, right, G-Man? It's going to go into the issue of morality.
What
But
I'm gonna do? I'm gonna
yeah,
get
my
Godless
personal
Girl on
opinion,
my
I don't
channel.
see punishment as a
I'm
bad
gonna
thing.
invite Godless Girl on this channel. I'm gonna bring a realistic nihilist on this channel because that's what you're doing, Monty.
Okay.
You're just arguing for the sake
What?
of arguing. Now you're saying that there
No.
should be no punishment, right?
No, I'm saying that punishment is not always the answer. You are
That's
looking
not
for
what
the
I asked you, sir. I asked you what should the punishment be for a person that commits genocide.
This is
That's not the question you asked him. That's the question you switched to when you moved the goalposts because he called you on your bullshit. Okay. This is why nobody wants to talk to you, G-Man. This is why nobody is going to actually give you the time and patience on your own channel. So I recommend, if you want to, you can either, as you love to put it, grow a pair and actually gain the courage to come back to other people's channels where you don't own the mute or the boot button and actually have civil conversation with people, or shut the fuck up because nobody takes you seriously when they're in your room.
why I can't talk.
Monty, what should the punishment be for someone who commits genocide?
Here's my answer. Since you won't let me talk, fuck up.
I'll finish that for him. Monty said, fuck off. Okay. That's what he said. Because it's not like your dumbass was paying attention anyways. You were just looking for an excuse to boot him too. So anyways, let's see here. Yes, there are definitely many reasons for being drawn to BDSM. It's not really my thing either. Like I said, I'm not a sadist. I'm more of a masochist. Yeah. Let's see here. Ronan, I can definitely understand that. It took me a long time to be comfortable with doing something like that, and even then, it was. It's very weird because I have a weird thing about my grip strength, especially when I'm obviously concentrating on doing other things, where I will put way too much force on my grip or not enough. So it's definitely something that communication is what happens there. Let's see here. Yes, there are definitely childhood issues that have that make some stuff off limits, and you do have to respect it. You have to respect everything like that. This is one of the reasons why in the BDSM community, in the poly community, in any situation where sex is an open part of your relationship, and even when it's in a closed part of your relationship, the people that are involved in the sex need to have communication. That's one of the. I mean, even when I taught classes on cunnilingus, it amounted to an hour-long lecture of making sure you communicate with your partner. It was always, it's communication is the literal number one aspect of any type of relationship aspect. Okay. And that's the issue is there's always going to be communication, and that's one thing that both men and women have to work on, especially when when they need to be in a healthy relationship. And that's something that I will push for in every relationship that I have, or every relationship that I become part of, or every relationship that asks for my advice or my 2 cents is, how's your communication? Okay. And that's the thing and yes, I just admitted to teaching classes on, yeah. Okay. But yeah, like I said, there is, there are aspects of that where you have to literally, you literally have to communicate everything, even verbally, non-verbally, body language. Okay, you have to monitor and keep a hold of the comfort level of your partner, no matter what. Okay, which is one of the reasons why I've always been so analytical about certain things, is because I've got to constantly maintain that. I've got to constantly make sure that my communication is good. If I'm having a bad day, that's one of the first things out of my mouth when I'm talking to any of my relationships, is the fact that, okay, I'm having a bad day. I'm wanting to get that out there because this stupidity happened. That's one of the reasons why my girlfriend knows about these idiots right here, is because, anytime that I get overly emotional about it, I need them to understand this is the reason why. Okay. And that's the thing, is there's always going to be that type of communication. Now, with regard to what you're talking about here, let's see here. Happen. I'm hoping you mean like eye masks or something like that, because yeah. Well, no, because he's still being stupid about his goofy contract videos. Oh, yeah, that would definitely kill pillow talk. I don't recommend listening to my Epic of Gilgamesh or Anansi stories then, because those are kind of ASMR. Let's see here. Why there's a safe word and talk on what you want done to you, or do you some? Yes, the entire thing about the safe word. The safe word is part of clear communication. Especially when there is anything that is portrayed as forced. There's always a safe word. I have a safe word when it comes to my orgasm abuse issues. They can. The thing is that safe word right there is what gives your submissive the actual power in the relationship. When they're done, they're done. And when that safe word comes out, either you stop, or you're no longer playing at the abuse, you were just abusing them. And that's what happens. Okay. And that's one thing that a lot of people have issues not understanding when it comes to any type of communication. Communicate. It's pretty much all about respect, regardless of what type of communication it is. Yes, BDSM contracts or BDSM relationships usually have contracts, and that does clarify expectations on both sides. And consent can be withdrawn at any time. You can't have a contract signed that says your relationship allows for R play without and have that hold up in any type of court. Especially if somebody, just like the 50 Shades of Grey contracts. I've actually seen people try to use those, and they're not. They're interestingly worded, but it's not something that would like hold up in court if the contract was violated. There's still that aspect of, it's a contract in the sense that it's binding for the people involved, but at the same time, it's also not legally binding, especially if, there's clear things in the contract that would not be considered kosher. Let's just go and put it that way. Some people keep their life. Well, most people keep their life in the bedroom. Every bit of it. Yeah, I think I went over that like an hour ago. Yes, if you if you're married and you decide that you want to become poly or have an open relationship or anything like that, okay, your primary partner is the one that you're married to. That is the relationship that is never going to change. Now, your secondary relationships, on the other hand, those are the ones that those are the ones that are more fluid, where like, the current relationship I have, my roommate and his wife, me and his wife are in a fluid bonded relationship, as is him and his wife, obviously. He, however, has essentially like an open contract. He has 4 or 5 women that he messes around with outside the relationship. It would be cheating if he did not use protection with any of those women, because that's what the agreement is that we have. Okay. It would be cheating for me not to use protection with any other woman that I have fun with, because that's the agreement that we have. So, I mean, again, communication is key. Rules are set down and everybody is consenting. So that's the reason. That's the reason why these rules are set in place. Let's see here. Realistic. Some are very simple. Some are complex. Yeah, pretty much the more complex the individuals involved, the more complex the relationship is going to be. Okay, now putting that on there. Yeah, sorry about that. Not king shaming, but blade play is not something that I deal with. Oh, okay. Also, being in an open or poly relationship does not always mean all partners are intimate with all parties. Some people do that, some people don't. Definitely agree. My roommate is bisexual. I'm not. We do not interact on a physical level relationship wise. I have already stated that I'd literally drag him in here and kiss him just to piss off G-Man, because I am straight and I'm comfortable in my sexuality. But we would never do anything further than that. Yeah, like I said, I think that would be funnier than fuck, but just to see G-Man get triggered. Okay. Well, I don't have much to add to the rest of this shit, and I know that Pillbox is going to be in here very shortly. So, yeah, it's like 3 more minutes. I know Alan jumps in here shortly. I will allow him to review that part if he wants to. Okay. But yeah, I'm going on 3. Yeah, exactly. Pillbox is very stupid. I have 0 fucking tolerance for Pillbox. I'm going to go ahead and finish my way out here on this one. Like I said, I'm already at 3 hours. I'm just going to go ahead and add, G-Man, if you pretend that racism is such a big deal and you're going to continue to defend Vaughn after the slavery bullshit, if you're going to continue to defend Shani after her blatant racism towards not only you, but towards, a number of other people in this community, including the ones that aren't just black, like Burnt Toast she was very racist towards. Sorry, Burnt Toast, you were very racist towards. Todd, you were racist towards. The ululating like an idiot Okay, the hand over mouth screaming bullshit that you seem to think that Native Americans did, that's racism. Okay, just because you're ignorant about it does not mean that does not mean that that you actually have the right to do it. Okay, you're being a dumbass. And I'm gonna put that up there for a second. Yeah, go ahead and get a hold of me on Discord if you want. Yeah. But yeah, this is something that you can. I mean, if you want to deal with something like that, that's up to you. But you can't pretend to be offended by this joke if you are going to continue to support racists. Okay. And I'm not just talking about Shani and Rev. I'm not just talking about Vaughn. You support all manner of racists. You support Pillbox, who is a fucking racist. You support Jill, who is a fucking racist. You support Veckel, the guy right next to you in this very video, who is racist. Okay. Veckel has made numerous racist statements against Chinese people or against Asians in general. Okay. That's being racist. I don't care if he's black or not. Black people can be racist. Okay. You can defend all of these people that are in your little cavalcade of tards. Not my problem. You're still being racist. Okay. So if you want to pretend that this joke was so offensive, this fat joke towards a white woman was so offensive that you that you are so offended by it that you're willing to sacrifice your integrity and do something as stupid as attempt to get in touch with George Floyd's family just to show them an off-color joke that missed the mark, that was by everybody's admission a shitty joke, just to ask them if it's going to be racist, then you're a fucking idiot. Okay. It's old, it's tiresome. And now you're attacking Matt Dillahunty, who you've been doing for the last, week and a half now, again, for some stupid reason. You do realize the man's in the hospital. Okay. Or I'm not 100% sure if he's out of the hospital yet. I heard about the whole pneumonia thing. Yeah. Okay. Matt has better things to do, like focusing on his health, than to watch your stupid ass videos. Okay. He doesn't care about you. He never has. Okay. You are literally a momentary idiot that he had the unfortunate, joy, or unfortunate, I should say, stress of having to deal with for a night. I agree with you there. Alan, I haven't seen you in chat all this entire time. Before you go to bed, I think it's time they come to one of our streams so they can be muted as we speak, and vice versa. You know what? I completely agree with you on that one. So the next time that I talk to G-Man, will not be on his stream. Like I said, he will not have the ability to mute or boot anybody on panel. I'd be willing to have that conversation on Gentleman Pioneer stream, but that's about as close as I will get to his little cadre of idiots. So G-Man, if you want to actually have a civil discussion, you've got plenty of my emails, because they're the ones that literally say carnivorous ape in the title of every single email I have ever sent you. So you know my goddamn email address. You can send me an email. We can set something up. Because unlike your dumbass, I am not going to sit here and mute and boot you like a fucking 5-year-old child. Okay? When you don't have access to that button, you're a little bit easier to talk to. Now, you still have the same issues of not being able to be mature about it. But guess what? I can deal with that. So, yeah. if that's the case, get used to more response videos like this. I have a life, so they're not going to be every single time my name falls out of your mouth because I don't care about you enough. But I'll do them occasionally. As for that, ain't going to happen again. You want to be a child? I don't care. But every time, well, not every time, but when my name falls out of your mouth because you seem to think that you've made some kind of a point, I will be here to refute it because you couldn't make a point with a knife. Okay. That's your problem. Oh, holy shit. Stitchy's here. How are we doing? Let me go ahead and talk to you guys again because I love talking to the people that watch me. Ronan. Oh, yeah, Ronan 66. I don't think I ever actually caught that. Mary's been around for 7 to 5 months. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm still technically on and off the diet. I'm using it to maintain my weight right now. Yeah, I have maintained it at about 265 for the last few months. I'm still trying to figure out a way to do it a little bit more easily when I'm living out of an ice chest because that's kind of my big deal right now. The new job is what's getting on me right now. See here, people only be muted when one person is talking, and if you fidgets around, jiggle the keys, pretty much. Wait a minute, did I miss? Oh, okay. Happy early birthday for you, mutant. That's I mean, it's already 3 a.m. So that'll be tomorrow, or will that be tomorrow or next Monday? Let me know on that one. Yes, I did say knife. Like I said, he could not make a point with a knife because he's that dumb. Let's see here. We'll talk to you later, Alan. Good night. Yep, I'm already at 3 hours and 5 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. I'll probably hop in Discord here in about 10, 15 minutes or so. I'm going to run upstairs and grab a cigarette. But yeah, like I said, I'll probably talk to you guys. Well, if not Discord, then I will see you guys next week. And I will open up the room and we can actually have the adult conversation that we know will trigger the fuck out of G-Man. You guys, I will just go ahead and say, think rationally, eat your meat. It's good for you. And we will talk to you all later.